Hello, friends. Hello. Happy Sunday. How we doing? Is everyone ready for the Christmas things and stuff? What are we, 4 days away? 4 days? I think we're kind of ready. We're like almost there. Basically. Don't remind you. What do you mean? It's supposed to be a good thing. Why would you say that? Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Ready for the vibe? Yeah, we're chilling today. So I misunderstood. I take partial blame for this. I misunderstood when we were going to be doing the RV there yet stuff. That was my B. I thought we were going to be doing it in the middle of the day. Nay, we are doing it tonight. So not only are we streaming right now, but I'm also going to be streaming later tonight to do RV there yet with Baron and with Chinggis. So it's going to be a good day. It's going to be fun. So that means that we get to do our Phas chill stuff for the first part. We get to get some points, try to upgrade the trophy, yada, yada, yada. All the good stuff. Frog, thank you for the 2 years at tier 3. What the hell? It's crazy to think it's been already 2 years. God damn. You can blame me. No. I'm not passing blame on anybody. See, I think I read his message and I initially thought that he was thinking of my Sunday stream time. So I was like, oh, okay, during the day. Yeah, it's cool with me. And then I realized looking back later after talking to both him and Baron, I was like, shit. He meant night. Damn. I got to make sure that Miss is okay with it. And she was cool with it. I was like, okay, good deal. Ari, I swear to God. Maybe finally get a die. That's what I'm saying. Maybe. I still have yet to get one of the new ghosts. Now, listen, I know I'm not the only person alone in this venture. I know that there are a lot of people that haven't gotten any new ghosts yet. It's just nature of the beast, randomness. They did not double the chances of getting new ghosts, which kind of sucks, but is what it is. We just got to deal with it, man. Yeah. You got an Obambo? Nice. I've gotten an Obambo. I've gotten a whatever the G word is. And then we just need the die-in. There are 3 new ghosts, Special Pat. There are 3. Yes.
Welcome back.
The Galu. Yeah, that's the one. That's the ticket. Yeah. Thank you. Obambo, I've had more than the others. I've had that one the most. Thank y'all for the follows. Joe, thank you for the 6 months, dude. You can't get a die-in on the Xmas map since it's a female. I'm very well aware, Mango. I don't know if you were trying to tell me or others. I'm very well aware of that. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for the biddies. They've escaped you still. Yeah, the last stream that I did, we literally were going back and forth between holiday maps and non-holiday with the hopes of getting the new ghosty. That was the hopes. Dorito! Hi, friend. Sammy, thank you. 32 months. My God. Caught a stream. Welcome in, dude. Well, listen, you have 2 chances today. I'm streaming now. If you can't watch now, no worries. I'm streaming later. If you can't watch later, whatever. There's VODs. They exist for a reason. You can find it everywhere. Yeah. Hi, Shauna. What's up, Ann? Is it known yet? Special abilities of the new ghost. Yeah, all honorable, all that stuff is on the unofficial cheat sheet. Go to phasmocheatsheet.com. All 3 ghosts, all their information is live right now. Yep, you can see it all, even if we haven't. Juju, thank you for the bid. He's not feeling 100%. Thankful to be able to hang out for a bit. I'm sorry you feel bad, Juju. Listen, it's eventually hitting, I think, every single person here. Every single person here is getting hit with the sickness one way, shape, or form. Yeah. I hope you feel better. I'm always missing the lives. I know. It's not always the best time for everybody. I know. Don't you? Oh, you haven't been hit? Just don't go outside. Do not leave. Break. Don't go anywhere. That's the trick. That's the solid. Why the hell does that say that much? That's the trick. Why you do this? Why? right, let me fix this real quick and then I'll be ready to go and we'll jump in and hopefully get some ghosties. Oh, I'm very well aware, Peanut. I was in there earlier. Oh, I'm very well aware. I didn't know he died to his shade, but I'm very well aware he's doing hot sauce runs. There we go. Fixed it. Got over a fever and a headache, but I'm still dealing with a nasty cough. Please, 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 please get all the medicines that you possibly need. Please feel better. Hi, Sin. How are you? Hey, Galaxy. Hello. Hello, hello. Nihal, thank you for the prime, dude. Thank you. Got the Obambo, the Diane, and the Gallo back to back. Holy shit. Hot damn. Am I excited for Krima? I'm excited for Christmas because I get to see the kiddos. I get to see the kiddos open the gifts. We never get anything for each other. We just spend it all on the kids. Yeah. Slept for 20 of 24. What the hell? Oh, because of the sickness. Oh, feel better. Oh, please feel better. It's the best ghost. And you know, I can't say which one's the best yet until I've had all three. And I've had Obambo and I've had the Gallo. I have not had the dance, so I can't say based on experience yet until I've had them all. It's hard to say. Everybody is sick, PvP. Literally everybody's just getting hit, man. Yep. Literally everybody. Chubby Mayo. What a name. Thank you for the prime. That's an interesting thought. That's what everyone's been telling me, Matt. Everybody's been saying that the Diane is their favorite. So I would love to get one of those. But at the same time, like, I also understand some people's gripe with this because they want to play the holiday maps, but they also want to have the ability to get all the new ghosts. So by playing the holiday maps, you lower the chances of getting one of the new ghosts. So you have to pick and choose right now. Once the holiday stuff's over, it doesn't matter. Then you can, it's fair game everywhere you go. But depending on if you get a male or a female ghost, right? Because that's literally what it's based on. Yeah. Hey, what up, Dixon? Welcome in, dude. The Diane ghost sounds like a great multiplayer ghost. Right. I was hiding from the Diane earlier, and it was so slow during the hunt. Assuming it has line of sight speed, it would be faster. Well, isn't the... Well, I don't know. I'd have to go look at the notes, but I assume that it has line of sight speed, but it also gets faster if you move near it. Do the maps rotate daily? Yes. The holiday maps? Yes. These rotate daily. Correct. Highland Walrus. Hi, how are you? Does it not have line of sight speed? Oh, I don't know. I'd have to go look at the notes. That one I don't have locked down yet. I don't know. At least with male ghosts, 2 ghosts are off the table. See, that's where I was too, Missy. I was the same way. I was like, but at least you can say it's not these 2 ghosts. Which is actually, it can be beneficial depending on how you look at it. Yeah. It does. Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't risk it. Oh, but if you're within 10 meters, I don't think that it's, if you move within 10 meters, it knows where you are. It's if you move within 10 meters, it gets faster. So can I just like hot step back and forth? I'm a pretty princess. Can you hot step back and forth and make it faster? I was being a wimp. That's okay. that's okay. You could be a wimp. That's okay. They fixed the winters. Yeah, they did. They fixed it back with Easter, Grim. Yeah. So it's been fixed for a minute. Well, we're going to start with the holiday map. I know that we really want to get a Diane, but at the same time, I also want to do the holiday stuff too. So I think we'll do a mixed bag. It's supposed to be a chill day anyway, so it's fine. Facts. I'm working on my trophy upgrade right now. Ooh, the upgradable event trophy is done, by the way, if you guys haven't noticed that. So if you haven't checked your glass cases, you should have this guy in there. But to upgrade it, you need to do the personal rewards. Yeah. With the ghost that goes faster when you move, it also works when moving and hiding. I would assume it just has to be within 10 meters. I don't know how much movement is required. If it's just any movement at all, I don't know. Yeah. Excuse you? Oh, thank you for gifting to the community pool. Great, because that's what they need. Say suppose Diane is hunting and you're in a hiding spot. Even if you move in the hiding spot, it speeds up with or without line of sight. See, I assume so. So that could be an easy way to test for it, right? but it's all hearsay or based on other people's observations because I haven't gotten one yet. No break. It is not a community pool for that. No, that is not what it's there for. Today, I'm playing the very lo-fi Christmas playlist because we're within 5 days of Christmas. It felt right. I don't know if there's enough songs in there to keep it interesting. Nope, there's definitely not. It's like an hour's worth. So I'll have to maybe switch back to the normal playlist after a little bit. You got the new Ghost? Nice. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Hiding in a closet, testing the movement. Oh, cool. Sheesh. No, Scott. No, I have not gotten it yet. We're going to try today. So I'll hop back and forth between... I'll hop back and forth between holiday maps and non-holiday maps with a hope that we'll get it. I don't want to avoid holiday maps just to go for the die-in. No. Sent you a whisper at the walk-on. Oh, thank you, Dre. I'll check it for sure. I have to check back with them and make sure that they fixed the walk-on stuff because I don't know if they officially have or not. I don't know. All right, let me get going everywhere and then we'll rock, yeah? And then we'll rock. Hopefully today's a lucky day. I hope so, man. I hope so. Yeah, if you guys are just coming in and you didn't hear me earlier, I'm going to be streaming later tonight as well. It is currently 1:30 p.m. for me, and I'm going to be streaming again around 8, maybe a little bit before. Baron Chinggis and I are going to be playing the new RV There Yet update. Yeah. There we go. Groovy. We're ready to go. Honorable. Thank you for the sticker giveaway. If you guys type !enter on the purple side, you could win a sticker. All I want for Christmas is goo. Should be interesting again. Yeah, it should be. I'm going to be streaming it. Yes. Splat, you know, there is I think that site still exists where you're able to combine streams. Like we used to do it back in the day where you can combine like 3 or 4, however many you want. And then you can even choose what chat you're chatting in that, I think. Hi, Cam. How are you? What's up, Ender? Hello. Hello. Welcome in, friends. What's up, Hunter? They do. I thought so. I didn't think that site went anywhere. Now, when it comes to views counting and things like that, I don't know if it still works or not, but whatever. If it's more comfortable for you to be able to watch it like that, I would do it. I would so do it for sure. Pipsqueak, enjoy the sticker. All right, we're going to start on Edgefield. This time we are not going to do pro. We need to up it. I've been doing pro so we know for sure what ghost it is. I don't want to do that. I'm going to do some nightmare. We might even do some no evidence. Maybe I'll get lucky on a no evidence run and get the new ghosty. Maybe. Thank you guys for the follows. Hello. Maverick, thank you for the freaking 2 months, dude. Ready for the festive spookiness? We're about to find out. I'll be live again tonight at 8 o'clock. 8. Take a look at the equipment and prepare a Eastern. Before starting the investigation. We've had no reports of hey, Potato, how are you? Need to order the holiday meal. Oh, you're good. It's going to be there for at least half of January. I'll make sure to announce when the dates are when I'm going to be pulling it. You would know it easier with no evidence. Right. It would be a really nice surprise to get it and not know about it. Yeah. Cal's, thank you for the 10-month prime. Alrighty, let's go. What is the plan for tonight's stream? Tonight's stream is going to be the new RV There Yet update. That is the holiday update that has snow everywhere. It's a new map. All right, Grant, let's go. Male or female name? I'm on a holiday map. It's always going to be a male name. It'll never be a female name. So when you're playing the holiday maps, you can go ahead and do this because you know that it can't be those ghosts. Yeah. Do I do the new diner map? Well, yeah, there's no map that I don't do. The new diner map sound sucks, but it is what it is. Snow fight. What do you mean? Love the vids. Aw, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. Thank you. All right, let's rock. Let's go find out where Krampus is living. I have gotten 2 of the 3 new ghosts. I have not gotten the 3rd. I've gotten the Galu, the Obambo. I have not gotten the die-in. To be fair, I've played more holiday than non-holiday. So To be fair. Yeah. This is nice. Okay. So we have gingerbread, we have an elf, coal, and 3 things of rocks. That feels like it's a lot less than it normally is. Now remember, I am on Nightmare. Yuck. I am on Nightmare. Honorable, you heard him. He said it, I clipped it, I made it a sound. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, you playing the piano? Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. Spicy, spicy. Ghosty. Ghosty. Did I say gingerbread man? I know I need 3 of these, so we might as well when in Rome. Chiba is very blurpable. This is very true. Very true. 3 rocks, right? Yeah. All right. Oh, when in Rome. I need a gingerbread, elf, and coal. Okay. I think there's trees in here. Yeah, there's a bunch of trees. Okay. Definitely not in here. Love the Christmas maps. They're really, really nice. I kind of wish that they would go a little bit overboard on the outside of the houses and make them really, really Christmassy. I will never get over the Christmas lips. I'm sorry. You will never tell me that. Yep. Hey, Tiffany. Good evening. Cloud. Tiffany, thank you for the follows. Hello. Those are the Christmas lips. I was like, excuse me, can the ghost set those off? How dare you? Spend almost no time outside. I guess, but still, it's about the effort, you know? It's about the effort. Whoa. All right, well, no ghost. Move on. Yeah, I assume the coal was over there. Oh, hi. Looking for the ghost right now. God damn it. Advice on getting the Gold Hunter achievement. Are you good at no evidence runs? Are you gonna go downstairs anyway? Oh, that was rude. Go. That's good stuff. All right. We have the coal. We have the elf. Gingerbread? Gingerbread, right? Yeah, give me. You sick bastards. Okay, we don't have a ghost. We can just leave, right? Let's see. Gingerbread? Elf? All right. And that's done before we even found the ghost. What do I got? A kooky. All right, so we got some sanity here. Lovely. F the shoes. We will eventually. I need to figure out where the ghost is first. Basement ghost? What the hell? You bitch. Oh, you're here. It's in the basement. They just try to murder us with sticks. Let's go get more stuff. What up, Joe? How are you? Abby, thank you for the daily. Spicy Pam, thank you for the 29 months. That was a $5. Yes, absolutely. 100%. All right. Oh shit, that's right. I don't know what my sanity is. I can eat the cookie. I'm gonna save the cookie. I'm gonna save it. Hi, Halogen. Hello. Let's do that. No, I love you. Those sticks are sharp. What am I doing of Christmas? What? What am I doing for Christmas? Watching my children open gifts? All right, no Orbeez. Found out about the cookie last night. Yeah. All right. So the ghost tried to murder us with sticks. Okay. Groovy. Snowberry, thank you for the 2 months. Thank you. Octane, you'd have to Google it, dude. I don't know. I don't have support for the site, so I don't know how to make it work. Do you do the thing where you set up the big display, or is it just wrapped boxes under a tree? What? Big display? I'm confused. Yeah, say, do people not just have a lot of presents under a tree? Setting up doll houses? No, oh no, 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 no. We have a decorated tree, and then all of a sudden, all the presents are there. Yeah, setting up doll houses. I don't think my 13-year-old boy would appreciate that very much. I'd have to Google. I would have to look up what these displays look like. I've never heard of that before. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. All right, Ghosty, what do you got? I think I still see the pen on the book, so I don't think it did any writing. Your son asked for a Steam Deck so he can play Phas. Oh, that's cool. I mean, that's not cheap, but it's cool. I have 3 kids, Connor. Barely have the energy to wrap the boxes. Well, listen, there are some people that really, really, really get into the spirit of it and really like doing the different decorations and all the different like houses you can display everywhere and all the different things. I'm broke now. Fair enough. You have a model train? That's cool. We had that at one point in our lives. At one point, and we decided to stop doing it because it kept getting wrecked. Yeah, it was annoying. It was annoying. Hey, Reza, welcome in. What's up? Oh, Bibs, thank you. Try having a wrap for 7K. Oh, my Lanta. All right, this goes even giving us squat, huh? Collectible holiday decorations like angels or mangers. Well, we have like a little manger thing that's set up, but that's set up for the entire month of December. We don't set that up of some big display just for gifts. Oh no. Hi, Caitlin. Yeah, Mango, thank you for the biddies. All right, let's go check more stuff because Ghosty's not giving us any more information. Phasmo beginner tips: don't die. Stay alive. Nowhere to hide. Know how to escape. Doing the tutorial can be really helpful. Seriously. Hello. Where are you? Let's check the temps. Oh yeah. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you angry? Where you at? What it do? Where it be? Okay. Let's check salt. I wouldn't put learning how to loop the ghost up there on a beginner's list of to-dos. That's one of the last things I would try to learn how to do. People have this obsession with looping the ghost because they see other people doing it. It's not required to know what the ghost is. Is it helpful? For sure. Later? Absolutely. Is it needed? No. Hey, Silver. Do I think you should start playing Phas again? Well, here's a question. Do you want to start playing Phas again? Hello? The unofficial hiding spots? Oh, yeah. The natural. We call those like natural hiding spots. Those are great. Goo, Krampus. Goo. All right. Well, we know it's not a Goryo because that has required Dudeskis, which we're not going to get. Possible bake a cake. Those little footies disappeared real fast. Real quick. Let's go get a smudge. Yeah, big old steppies. You know when he's walking. Are natural hiding spots guaranteed? They're never guaranteed. You mean guaranteed like to keep you safe? Never. But are the chances, is there a higher chance it's going to keep you safe over not safe? Yes. So like that spot at the end of the hallway around the corner there, around the end of that little table is great. Is it guaranteed? No. You should always have an assumption that the ghost can get you anywhere you are, but there are certain places where it's a bit safer. Yeah. Got them big dogs. MDY, thank you, dude. Thank you for the follow. Each time I hear Krampus. Santa? Oh, that ain't Santa. Oh, no. Oh, no. That ain't Santa at all. Oh, what do we have? Incense. I need 3 videos. I also need the photo of the EMF. Let's do this. I'm half tempted to not take any sanity. I can't forget about my kooky. Still haven't had any new ghosts? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. There's some people that haven't gotten squat. All right. I could bring in some more salt. You want to touch Nanor? Just saying. You've only had the Obambo? You haven't even had the other one, the Gallo? It's irritating to get 5 unique videos for me. It takes like 30 minutes. You just have to know damn it. You just have to know every single bit of video evidence that you can get, but you also need to decide, is it worth getting all of it? Like, is it worth spending 30 minutes to get 5 videos to get a perfect game when you could have spent all that time playing an entirely new round? If you like the challenge of getting a perfect game, then I say go for it. Why not? If you are more worried about getting money and XP, you should not be spending time getting perfect games. It's not worth it. All right, Ghosty. Missed some play. No, this is the first round. I haven't gotten it. Devs plan to add 8 new ghosts. Heard it from CJ. I would take everything with a grain of salt unless you see it added to the Trello. Even if it's word of mouth from the team. If you don't see it on the Trello, it's hearsay. Even if it's from them, because they might change their minds, right? Don't mind if I do. All right. I need 3 unique videos. Maybe I just worry about objectives. Yeah? Ah, it's too late. I'm not going to be able to get that. It's gone. Yeah, if you do exclamation point Trello on the purple side, it should give you the link to the Phasmo Trello. That's where they keep you up to date on all the things they're working on. Hey, what's up, Inu? I'll tell you what, Ghost, whatever you are, you're kind of a lame ass. All right, we're going to do this instead. We're going to go get a motion sensor and we're going to go get a firelight. We're forcing it. I'm not going to wait around. Waiting around, I mean, that's the part that makes everyone feel like the games take forever, is because you're hoping that the ghost is going to do something when you should just say F it and force it to happen. Hi, Kev. Happy Sunday, friend. How are you? Just don't go killing me. Okay, okay, okay. All right, okay, all right. Okay, all right. I'm your favorite? Well, thank you for the follow. Oh, you hooker. That said it recorded and it did not record. I hate it here. Gotcha. Blow this out, stupid. Come on. It was a tick away. Stupid. I turn off the motion sensor so we don't have to deal with it. Come on. Hey, Stackmaster, welcome in. Go zoom me on the naughty list. Yeah. Would you do it? No? Just boring AF, huh? Okay. Hey, Rogue, the weekend's good. Today was meant to be a very chillax day because we literally had nothing going on, which was awesome. It's a very rare occasion. Ghost love weekends too. Well, you know, it could decide to party. It's literally doing squat. All right, well, the power's still on. No? We're just not going to do anything anymore, huh? That's it? I heard offering it something helps to do it. I found a nice thing of sticks for you. Got a busy Christmas or quiet this year? The actual Christmas Day this year was intentionally meant to be a nothing day, as in kids get to open gifts and then just enjoy it for the day. We don't have to drag them around anywhere or anything like that. Must be the wrong house, I guess. Okay, real cool. Look, I can't even record this. What? 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 Okay, it literally threw that in front of our face. Can't record it. God damn it. Ghost. I'm about to just make you hunt. So I don't even know what the cursed object is. F it. We're gonna go find it. I'm tired of this. Tired of it. Tired of it. Yep. All the cards. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man. I suppressed that memory and now it's back. Oh, hi, Tika. Oh, man. Oh, wait. Did they fix this? You are such a bitch. All right, hold on. Nope, still not fixed. That's cool. That's great. I have full sanity now. It has yet to blow out this firelight this entire time. Are you, like, do you want it in there? Is that the thing? You don't like it out here? You want it in there? I don't want the sanity. It's not touching doors. It's not blowing out firelights. Oh my God. Ashlyn, thank you so much. Milo, hello. God damn it. I'm pulling another one. F this. Cool. Nothing. You bitch. No, it's gonna be too late. No, no, I hate you. Yes, I got it. Suck a fat one. Get away from me. Did you guys watch the new Stranger Things season? Well, the first half of the season. When Derek said that, I lost it. My wife and I started laughing so hard. Gives you lots of events. I know. Well, I got all that now. We just need to repel it while it's chasing. I could always take these and go upstairs. Yeah, dude, it was so funny. I like his character. All right, put that there, put that there. Let's go get some extra smooges, and then we'll try to get this thing to hunt. Dad was dying. It was so funny. It was uncalled for. Hi, Bibs. You just started? Ooh, you're on season 3? Ooh. Enjoy, dude. It is so good. It's so good. We are, what, 4 days away from them releasing the second half of season 5? All right, we got a bunch of smudgies. Good deal. Look at that. We have a bunch of shoes to F, right? Okay. Yep. There's one. There's another. There's another. All right. So, the ghosties that we are between right now are the Galu, the Jinn, the Myling, the Obake. Unfortunately, this thing is not touching anything, so I can't check for Obake. We're just gonna have to watch it during a hunt, and maybe, just maybe, get to see it change, shapeshift into a regular ghost model, which would be pretty cool. But I need it to hunt. I need it to hunt. Okay, I have 125 sanity. Okay. Yes. There we go. That seemed kind of immediate. Don't you come back here. Don't you come back here. You're a Jinn. Lips. A little speedy? Yeah, a little speedy. It's speeding up with line of sight. The instant speed up. So when you have a Jinn and the power's on, yeah, when you have a Jinn and the power's on, If the ghost is further than 3 meters away from you, it will start immediately sprint when it has line of sight, and then it will slow back down whenever it gets close to you. So, Jin. The tinsel is the devs giving you a smooch. Look, it's literally everywhere. It's there. It's there. It's inside there by the fireplace. It's right there. It's quite literally everywhere. I got the objectives. I got the ghost. That's really the main concern with these maps. And we also did the naughty or nice list too. The new ghosts don't have forced evidence, do they? Not that I'm aware of. I don't think so.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready.
We knew it was you. We knew. And we get the ×2 for the Winter's Jest event. Nice. Nope, this is Nightmare, not Pro. Last time you had what? You couldn't work for a week? Got by a gallows yesterday. It was absolutely... Oh, you were terrified? I've had... Not today. Today, I have not had new ghosts. No. Well, let's go to Tanglewood and see if we can get one of the new ghosties there. We will try. Ah, Christopher. Awesome. Every regular map that I play is a male ghost. Every one of them. It's like, God damn it. Every one of them. Hey, Bibbs, Colby, welcome in. Hello. Well, again, thank you for the 7 months. Which one is it that can step in salt once and then skip it? You're thinking of the one that can skip it and step in it. That, I believe, is the Gallo. Is that the Gallo? Hold on, let me see the description. Using protective equipment pushes the ghost to become enraged, weakening equipment effects, being enraged, exhaust. Yeah, that's the ghost where it cannot step in salt and then step in salt. Yep. Yippers. All right, let's get this one done. Nothing. Look for the bone in our travels. We found it. Hiding. Awesome. Your best friend died to a Dio. That sucks. That sucks. Nope. What's your favorite game multiplayer to play? What? Pardon? What the hell's the object? Is it the monkey paw? Can a mimic change ghosts during a hunt? No. Ah, it is the monkey paw. No, the mimic can only change ghosts when it's not hunting. Where you at, brah? I've heard nothing. What is my favorite multiplier? I see what you're saying, not multiplayer. Honestly, I like playing Nightmare the most. Nightmare's my favorite. By far. It's my favorite game mode. It's the most fun in my opinion. You challenge yourself while you still get to use evidence items. It's great. I love it. I love it. I feel like all the new ghosts are a bit harder to narrow down. I just haven't run into them enough in like no evidence situations to be able to say that. That's why we check the bathroom. Orbs. Orbicals. Put you there. We'll put you over there. I'm not even gonna worry about the temps. It's still gonna be it's still too soon to check for freezing. A nightmare tray, so I get to. Get that. So let's do one of these. Keep ourselves safe just in case. But we also want to mark down orbs because I don't want to forget. When a mimic is mimicking a Moroi, it won't do the 7-second smudge effect. Are you sure about that? Like, is that noted somewhere? Or are you basing that off of your experience? Where are you? Not a mare. No UV. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you here? Are you close? But you're also basing that off of assuming that the ghost was mimicking a Moroi, correct? Well, hey, how are you? You stay there. I'm going to go over here, all right? Doing professional right now? Nice. Okay. Well, Ghost, you're hiding something from me. What is it? Might be freezing. That might be why it's taking so long. You son of a bitch! Stop turning the light on. Good God. Are you not on Nightmare? I am. What do you mean? I have one evidence. I don't have a second one. Yeah. Colby, thank you, dude. Scared of the dark? Well, F that ghost. No. I just have one. I only have orbs. It hasn't done anything else yet. It's not writing in the book. It's not throwing the book. But although it might have a problem with doing that now because the light's on. Have you been having extra long events? Only during the holiday event. I could have recorded that. Sorry, I was just taken back by the fact my heartbeat wasn't super heartbeaty. Was it during that event? Was that super crazy? You're also a male ghost, so you can't be a banshee. Hey, what up, King Eagle? How are you? So we know, well, we know for a fact that it wouldn't be ultraviolet anyway. Watch it be a Ure. Well, that'd be great if it would do the thing with the stuff. What are my objectives? Photo of the EMF, firelight, and motion sensor. Let's do those first then. Let's go ahead and get our side objectives done. Yeah? Yeah, let's do the things. I thought Banshee always had to be male. No, Banshee always has to be female. Yeah, make sure you're reading the patch notes correctly. Hey, Sephiroth. All right, I bring you gifts. I bring you that. I bring you that. If you could throw something else, that'd be cute. Nightmare's annoying? No, it's not. But if it's annoying for you, you're always welcome to do professional or lower. Always, of course. There's no forced male ghost that I'm aware of. What did you even throw? Well, that's a forced ghost model. That's not a forced ghost. They're saying of these, not of the ghost model. You just fart on me? You sick bastard. You like the Nightmare custom with the sanity board? I know a lot of people that do that, and that makes a lot of sense. Because the amount that you lose by turning it on is so minimal. It's like 0.5, I think. Hey, Ribs. All right. Listen here, you little jackwagon. I'm going to need you to start blowing shit up. Had more male deals than anything. I've had more male ghosts. I've had more male ghosts than I've had female ghosts. That's a fact. I need you to blow out the firelight. Come back. Come back. No, come back. Hello. Come on, dude. 12 days of Pajama Pam. What the hell? What the hell? We don't need 12 days of ghosties. No. What item does the buzz sound on the phone? There's a phone that's here on the table. Ring, ring, banana phone. 12 days of Pam sounds lovely. No, it does not. That's a lie. Oh, Ghosty, you guys really don't want to blow out the firelights when I need you to, huh? You know what? F you. You're going to do it when I leave, but I'm going to go grab 3 more. Want to play this game? Want to play this game? Let's play this game. What changes does Tangle Will have? What changes will Tangle have? We don't know. If they have not released it publicly, then nobody knows. All we know is that it's going to be revamped. That's it. That's all we got. You son of a bitch. It did it the second I left. I hate it here. Oh, Variana, thank you. You mother lover. All right. You know what? I'm bringing him anyway. Nope. Nope, light it up. This is what you get. This is what you get, jerkhole. Oh, I don't have, wait. Did I drop my smudge at the door? Did I have a smudge? Yeah, now it wants to blow all the firelights out. What a jerk. Hey, Minnie, thank you for the follow. Did I hear that Tangle's getting a rework? Yes, it is getting a rework. It's going to be reworked next year some point. All right, Faye, Raiju, Yokai, Yurei. Well, I'm going to assume you're not a Yurei because you're not closing squat. Right? I think we're going to go make it hunt. But it likes light. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Touche. Yes, it does like light. It keeps turning everything on. Okay. Monkey ball. Does a firelight help mitigate sanity loss? Yeah, it can help slow down your sanity drain. I wish for sunrise. I wish to trap the ghost. I think I have a crucifix in there. Hey. Do I have a crucifix in there? I think I do. Hey, you don't mind if I get that out of there, do ya? Shit. Oh, well. My sanity should be drained enough, hopefully, to where it can start hunting me normally. Yeah, that was a whoopsie. Shit. My bad, my bad, my bad. Go ahead. Eat the crucifix. We'll wait. Yo, bro. Sup, bruh? Skibbity. Which thing must be changed? All the assets that they did not make themselves? Yeah. And then you're gonna fart on me too. You sick bastard. Wonder if my sanity is low enough to where I can start hunting. Might be. I could go sit over here and wait for it. Are firelights electronics? Same with the glow stick. Well, the glow stick is not electronic. A firelight is if it's electronic. Tips on how to not be scared while playing Phas alone. Forced exposure. Putting yourself into the game and just making the ghost hunt. Honestly, is one of the best ways to do it. Horror 2.0, we know that it is coming out in 2026. That's it. Yep. Any information that you're going to be getting, if Phasmo has not released it publicly, then we don't know. Never known fire to be electronic. Well, you know. You never know. Oh, thank you, Lucky. I hope you have a good day, too. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate it. There's nothing else I can do to drain my sanity with the monkey paw. I could force a hunt by wishing to see it. The issue with that would be that I then can't. Never mind. That sounded constantly fast. The issue I have is that this goes sucks and it turned the power off. Is this a thing? I hear you. Hold on, relax. Hey, a-hole, don't you do that to me. There we go. Tips for doing zero evidence. I'm trying to learn, but it's so hard. Would you say that you're pretty good at Nightmare? Sup, fruitcakes? Hey, I'm not your dad. Don't talk to me like that. Now we age it like fine wine. Well, now we see if it speeds up with line of sight. We know that it's a different speed. So it's either getting hit by electronics or it's still young enough to where it's a little fast. So let it hunt again and we'll see. Yep. Bro never grew up with brothers? No, bro did. Bro just didn't talk to his brother like that because that's weird as shit. Too much anxiety for this game? What do you mean? No, it's fine. It's just a little puzzle game. It's fine. There we go. Nelson, thank you so much. Nay, thank you. All disrespect. Thank you for the biddies, dude. It's done hunting. That's good. New journal UI. I'm fine with it. This doesn't bother me at all. It's just getting used to it. It being all over here instead of being on top. That's it. That's it. That's a Thay. So it did not speed up with line of sight. And out of those ghosts, a Thay is the only one. So old Thaler Swift over here. I assumed it was too far away from electronics to be that fast anyway, but you know, I would rather not guess and actually make sure that it's right. Okay. Funny to hear you say all disrespect. It was their name. What do you want me to do? How do you remember everything for each ghost? It's just repetition. The more you do it, the more you're going to learn. It's with anything that you do. The more you my favorite channel. Yeah. Let's get out. I'm not stressing perfect games. I'm just worried about objectives, ghosty, and getting out. That's really it. The incense make the ghost make the ghost blind. It like, yeah, like depending on which one, it like can stun them. So like the tier 2 and tier 3 will slow it down, or tier 3 would even stop it. Yeah. Imagine not going for perfect games. I know. Who would do such a thing, Mr. Song? Who would do it? Who would do it? Stupid. All right. I can't even. Okay. Well, my ad manager is effed, but I think I see when they're coming. I have ads that are about to start in like 2 minutes. So there's no point in jumping into a map yet. I'm going to run them now. I do 3 minutes of ads every hour. So that way you guys don't have pre-rolls. If you're not subbed, if you don't have turbo, we wait. So good time to go stretch your legs. Go get a drink. We will BRB. Groovy. Never bother with a perfect game when it's a shade. That's probably one of the best times to not go for a perfect game, because a shade is going to be so lame with giving you everything that you need. It's just not worth it. Alyssa, thank you for the heart me hello. My favorite map is Willow. Still Willow. Now, at some point they are going to revamp it because it is also an asset map. When we call it an asset map, we just mean that it's an asset that they purchased that they did not create themselves. So they are going to redo that map at some point. But Nell's Diner, Grafton, Bleasdale, Point Hope, Sunny Meadows, Maple, like all those maps are all theirs. All of it. Ever get a diet? No, not yet. No, we're trying, man. We're trying. Oh, thank you, Miss C. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good Christmas too. Thank you. Thank you. No, Lofo, I don't have a playlist with only playing with specific people. No, I do have one that's playing with friends though. The campgrounds are all their assets. I think they are, aren't they? I thought they were. I could be wrong about that. Love the Winter's Jet. Well, your double XP is going to end on Tuesday. I assume at like 7 a.m. Eastern. I assume so. Hey, Fang, how are you? Willow Street and Ridgeview. Ridgeview is really great. It is a really awesome map. Yeah. What was the ghosty? It was a Thay. We were trying to figure it didn't speed up a line of sight. It was either a Thay or it was a Raiju. I didn't think that the event made my heart sound like it was going to explode, but we made it hunt and saw line of sight speed, so we knew. I was going to ask, when was the point that they started making their own assets? I think it was it Sunny Meadows? Was that the first time that they really started making their own? Or was that the camp maps? I don't know. That's a great question. All right, like 40 seconds left and then we'll be good. Thank you for the follows, friends. Welcome in. Either Sunny or Camp. Yeah, I don't know which one it is. I don't know which one got it first. That I don't know. All right. Oh, we'll do a holiday map next. What did I do? Edgefield? We'll probably do Ridgeview. That would determine how many maps will need to be revamped before 1.0. Yeah. Yeah, they list it though. It is listed inside of their Trello. All right, ad break's finishing. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm also going to update my Guess the Ghost game to include the new ghosts. I just need to upload the files and all that stuff. Yeah. How come you specifically didn't get the notification? I don't know, Dark. I don't know. I have the noti that goes off in the server. If you don't have that, I have the noti that goes off on the purple side. I don't know if you didn't get either of those. The app's being weird. Yeah. Does the Jinn target? No, it's not like a banshee. It's whoever it sees, whoever it senses first. Yeah. To Ridge.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
Alrighty. There we go.
Reports of light switching.
Well, there we go.
Possibly harmless, but be careful out there.
You mean you didn't send a personal one? Listen, I got to start. Gregory Brown, we need to repel, capture 3 photos, and escape. Just being weird. It happens sometimes. Yeah. Imagine not sitting in the channel waiting 24/7 for the stream to go. Listen, you could sit in the 24/7 channel, and then when it goes live, switch over. Kill. The Discord. I thought it did. I mean, it went out for me. Like, I saw it personally go to mine. All right, let's go. Let's find out where it's going. Let's go. They only have the small maps on the Trello. Wouldn't high school require revamp? I mean, maybe they're just going to get rid of high school. I don't know. Hard to say. Can a Jinn ghost go through someone if they're not? No. No. If it runs into you, you're dead. Damn it. I didn't even look at the naughty or nice list. I have no idea what I need. Boner. Get rid of high school? Listen, how cool would that be? F that map. F that map. The hardest ghost to learn is going to depend on the player. It's not going to be the same for everybody. Just like how the favorite map, best curse possession, all that stuff is completely subjective. It is all per the user. Play with viewers? I do, Rage. Yep. Yeah, I play with viewers typically once a month. I say typically if we hit our monthly goal, which we did. Okay, EMF 2s. It's not a mare. We know that it is already not you, and it's not you. So at the beginning of next month, I'll have a viewer day. I just don't have a day picked out for it yet. What's on my Christmas list? Nothing. Hang out with my family. There we go. This, give me this. It's gonna be too late for the UV. F it. F it. A reworked high school would be awesome. I think that would be wonderful. All right, Ghost. I don't know exactly where you are, but you're over in this area somewhere. So I'm just gonna put stuff down, and then I'm gonna get more stuff because I'm gonna let the house warm up a little bit. How's Mrs. Flash? She's great. She actually went out for lunch to go hang out with one of her best friends. So they be chilling. No evidence, no item run on Brownstone High School. Okay, and what would the point of that be? Oh, it's over there. Pain? Yeah, I guess. It's definitely not for enjoyment for the viewer. Holy shit, that'd be awful to watch. Oh, immediate writing? Hot diggity dog. Where are you? What the hell is going on? All right. I've got writing and I've got spirit box. Dio, Moroi, Poltier Spirit. You are throwing a lot, my little friend. Let's go. Let's go. Natty Betty, thank you for the subs, friend. Oh my goodness gracious. That was fast, I know. I'm wondering if it's a Polty based on how much crap it's throwing around right now. I'm gonna do one of these just to be safe. The ghost is so considerate. What a nice ghosty. Oh, thank you, Nettie. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's turn on some lights. Yeah, yeah. Do this. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop my lighter, and we're going to give you every damn item we can. I'm a little suspicious. Don't forget the lighter. Oh, I'll forget it. Don't worry. Don't you worry. I'll forget it. It's fine. I mean, you can throw the items, so when in Rome, yeah? Hey, Peek, what up? All right. All the toys. I'm going to give you a knife, too, because we're so nice. Hey, guys, what's up? Poltipile? Yeah, why not? It was throwing a lot. I'm a little suspicious. Don't. You better stay put. All right, let's go get smudges. It's going to explode that pile when I leave, I swear to God. When I'm dead, the knife is my item of choice. That's fair. A little revanche. Give me that. What is our objectives? I need 3 photos. Okay. Wait, what do I have? Oh, writing a spirit box. Okay, well, I can take a picture of the writing. That's fine. Haven't played in months. Yeah, they added 3 new ghosts. Yep. I got a lighter. I grabbed an extra. Grabbed a backup. Here, do you want to throw the pile? The item list too? Here. We'll top it off. Here you go, buddy. There you go, bucko. Oh, I ruined it. Oh, I ruined it. Stop it. Oh, I ruined it. Yeah, it's good enough. It's fine. Did I get Dane yet? No. You lied. You didn't forget. Well, you know, when in Rome, okay? What if I get a picture of the pile as it lifts up into the air? That's assuming it's a Polty. That'd be pretty cool. Moroi, Polty, Spirit, or Dio. I mean, it could be a Dio for all I know, but it was throwing a lot of objects. So we'll see. Can't they not throw with the lights on? Polty is the only ghost that can throw with the lights on in the room that it's in, because it doesn't rely on knowing if the lights are on or off. Started watching the stream with me. Now we play Phas. Oh, let's go. Hell yeah, Ray. Come on, be a Polty. Do it. Wait, where's the ghostwriting book? I could have totally taken a picture of the EMF too, but oh well. We'll get there. One of these days, Alice. One of these days. Had the cutest Dio. He kept giving me special. Aw, what a nice ghosty. I mean, we could do this. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here?
Here.
Where are you?
From behind.
Are you here?
Closing.
Where are you?
Here.
Are you here?
Closing.
Where are you?
Closing.
Are you here? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Are you here?
Behind.
Where are you? Are you here? Where are you?
From behind.
Where are you? Are you here?
From behind.
Are you just a shitty Pulte? Come on, just do it. Please? What if I say your name? Gregory Brown. Gregory Brown. Do the ting. Hey, Daisy. Gregory Brown. He's shy. All right, I'll look away. Oh. Interesting. Watch. There's going to be a spirit. I swear to God. Gregory Brown. Do the ting. You're throwing so much crap. Please? F this. F this. I'm going to go take a picture of... Oh, wait. I found the bone. Let's go take a picture of the bone. Bone was in here next to the car. Right? Aha! That should be my 3 photos, right? Ah, shit. It's only 2 of them. That's right. I was going to get a picture of the pile. Gregory Brown doesn't want to do the thing. He's mean. You're mean, Gregory. Maybe we go find the cursed. Gregory, I swear to God. Okay. Oh, the EMF. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. That's right. That's the one I always forget. Nope. Pile's still there. Gregory's mean. A little bit. Give me that. Give me this. Make sure they're out of range, which this should be fine. We'll put them over here. Let's go get some stuff, and then we're going to get the paw, and we're going to make it hunt because the ghost sucks. What a jerk. Hey, Benny, welcome in. Boobs, thank y'all for the follows. Welcome in. A paw. We have to wait for 2 minutes, and there's a giant Pulte pie. I know, but we were hopeful that it was going to do the thing, and it's not. Hi. See? Look. Look. It's not having it. So this might not be a Pulte. Maybe it was just really aggressive when we walked in. I don't know. I have no clue. We've got a couple of smudges. We should be fine. Do the ting. I wanted to do the ting. Maybe. Never gotten a Pulte to do the thing. It just is very few and far between. All right, let's go get the paw. Yeah, it's making me think less and less that this is a Pulte. It'd be great if it was a Dio. It'd be awesome if it was a Dio. Maybe I'm just getting unlucky and not getting the Dio breath. You know? Damn, 556 bringing up fucking memes from 10 years ago. Holy shit. I wish to trap the ghost. Damn, dude. Do it for the vine, right? Hey. No. Wish for knowledge. That's an awful wish. No. That's an awful wish. Didn't know. Yeah, Thomas. I've had one for quite a long time, dude. So my plan is it's going to start hunting and we're going to listen to the speed and see what it does. Thank you, Jess. No light? F that ghost. It doesn't get any light. Doesn't want to do the thing? Then no. Hey, Diablo. Yeah, wishing for knowledge is a wish that you do when you're like about to leave. That's it. Thank you, Liv. So it's not a Dio. Possible Moroi? And then it throws a tree. I wish for sunrise. Wonder if that's enough. Didn't like that tree. No, was not a big fan. No, no, no. Well, if it's a Pulte that yeeted the tree, see, my hope here is that I want to get it to hunt again. And then I'll have it go near all those items and see if it doesn't. It's not throwing like a Pulte. Which if it's not, then we're looking at a spirit or a Moroi. I didn't even smudge it. What is the significance of asking for sunrise? It changes the weather to sunrise. Hey, butthole. No TV for you. Shit, I have no idea where the remote control is. Oh, it's right there. Okay, turn it off. I could do the wish to see you ghost thing, but that's rough. Bad ghost, no TV. That's right. I would think that my sanity is low enough for it to start hunting. Does the TV count as a light? They made a change to where if the ghost turns on, how to explain this? They tried to make a change where if the ghost turns on a TV or a computer, that it could still be a mare because it's not a light switch. However, they screwed up something and mare still can't do that. So, you got me. Hey, Ari, how are you? Oh, 6 foot, it's up to you. If I do the sticker thing, I'm going to go back through and everybody that has it is going to get a message about it. Yeah, not just like new people. Might have to do wish to see the ghost. Might have to. If it's taking too long for it to hunt. I wish to see the ghost. What the hell? You weren't walking. Yeah, when you wish to see the ghost, this is your vision. If you wish for knowledge, this is your vision, but you can't hear anything. Yeah. What is the best thing to wish for? That is very situational. What the best thing to wish for depends on what you're trying to do. That pile is just unscathed. It has not been touched. This is a Moroi or a spirit. And I would assume it's a spirit based on the fact that that speed was still the same. Also, I think the smudge time was not a Moroi smudge time. I would almost be willing to just go with it. Yeah, let's go with it. I'm not going to wait 3 minutes after that. That's fine. That's fine. Kit Kat, welcome in. Hello. Always wish for cake. I mean, you can wish for cake. I don't know exactly what you're going to be delivered. It might not be what you expected it to be. Imagine if I'm watching this and the pile explodes. I'd be a little upset. You do get your vision back. Yeah, if you wish for knowledge, it doesn't come back. Yeah. New Phas, let's go. That's awesome. There's a lot. There's a lot. Please take it in little bits and pieces. If you're a Pulte, we're going to be really upset with you, okay? If it does it as I'm leaving, I'm quitting. I'm out of here.
Welcome back.
Okay.
I've prepared some jobs for you.
There we go. Sperate. As we thought. What a stinker. Well, let's go flap our toes at Nels. That's a Sprite. Hey, Solo. Jeremy, hello. Kit Kat, thank you for the follow. Toby, hello. Can't beat a classic spirit. Well, you could if it wanted to be a Pulte. That would have beat it every day of the week. That would have been way better. Yeah, when you wish to see the ghost, whenever that hunt is over, yeah, you get your vision back. If you wish for knowledge, yeah, you eliminate one of the pieces of evidence. However, your vision and your hearing is screwed for the rest of the round. The entire rest of the game. All right, to Nels. Please, please, please.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
No. You know what? No. No. I'm not doing this. Every single time I play on a normal map, no. I'm not doing this. No. No. Okay, that's better.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting.
I'm not playing
the
this game.
investigation.
Not today, Phas.
Got the intel. Looks like this is going to be a tough one.
It's gonna be a demon, I swear to God.
It looks like they left
I swear to God, it's gonna be a demon. Hi, Sebby, what's up? Phoenix is gonna be mad because they wanted to get a demon with the insta hunt, and it's gonna happen right now. Freezer Hantu? You don't say that. Is it a Banshee who's always a girl? It is a Banshee and also a Diane that are now, well, they're only female ghosts. So if you get a male ghost up here, it can't be either of these. And that's why I wanted to reset real quick to see if I could get the female one real fast. Because then that opens the possibility for all three of the new ghosties. The Diane, the Gallo, and the Obombo. Obombo number 5. Yeah. All right. Oh, shit. It's Tom's Sandstorm. Is my favorite ghost still a Mimic? Absolutely. I love a Mimic. Gender ghost now? There is, because by lore, a Banshee was always a female ghost. Kitchen? Thought I heard that. What? Where did the EMF go? Why did that disappear so fast? Okay. I think you're over here, Ed. Wait. Is that the front? Oh, I see my breath up here. Oh, never mind. You're right here. Never mind. Dusty's Trail, I got you. Just give me a minute. Let me get the power on. Boner. Power on, check what the possible cursed possession is, and then we'll hit old Dusty's Trail. Is what still the same? Ah, there's our power. Nice. Ah, we'll go this way. Probably the circle. Yeah, it's a circle. I think so. Relax, homie. Here, do you want to watch some TV?
Let's follow the path of Dusty's Trail, oh Dusty's Trail, Dusty's Trail. A stage and a wagon are heading west. Part of a wagon train.
On Dusty's Trail. Hey, Combat King, how are you? We'll leave it on so the ghostie's entertained. We'll go get some evidence stuff while we wait. I'm glad it does too. It should have had audio from the beginning, but I think they made a boo-boo. They made a boo-boo. So yes, we get the slappy feet now on the floor, but we do get Dusty's trail. You know, I'm almost willing to put up with it. Like how someone clipped your nope out. Wait, what?
They won't stop, come what may. Mountains and hills that they must scale, but they know they'll make it 'cause they just can't fail. On Dusty's trail, let's follow the path.
We'll turn it off. Hold on, give me a second.
Trail, oh, Dusty's
All right,
trail.
I'm not seeing any orbicals.
Dusty's trail.
Let's do this.
A stage and a wagon a heading west.
All right. We get it. We can turn all these lights on because they don't affect that room over there. Oh, I said nope. Where's Chinggis? Probably with his family. Yeah, do you want me to give him a call, see what he's doing? Cat, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the gifts. Did you save squeakers already? No. We usually leave squeakers alone on this map. We usually don't mess with squeakers here. This is their new home, and we want to respect that. Country and Western? Absolutely. I think he is feeling better. We're streaming with him tonight, so I believe he is feeling better. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you here? Are you near? Let's lay some salt down. Don't you dare move into the kitchen. Oh, you walked, you bitch. Oh, there's a footsie. What the hell? Why is it backwards? All right, we got ultraviolet. Tonight, yeah. I'm double streaming today. So I'm going to stream again tonight with Baron and Chinggis, and we're going to do the RV There Yet update. Practicing moonwalking? Yeah, what the fuck? Doesn't one of the ghosts... Hear me out. Wasn't there something about one of the ghosts in backwards movement? Am I just like remembering that incorrectly? What time? Around like 8 p.m. Eastern. It could mean nothing. It really could mean nothing, but the Obake bug? Maybe. Let's do this real fast. Prevent our sanity from dropping. It's okay. It walked over there and it said, I'm done. I'm out of here. One of the new ghosts? Yeah, I'll have to go look at the descriptions. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know. Is it true that if the bone is in the ghost room, it's more than likely a Goryo? No, that is 100% incorrect. And whoever started that rumor is a butt. Ghost, are you done? Wait a minute. Wait. Wait a minute. Now, no, this could just be a quinkening because I think it's moving. Doesn't one of the new ghosts step in salt and then not step in it? Isn't that the Galu? It's getting warmer, I think. Yeah, it's moving into here. So that could be a quinky dink. Let's get this stuff and move it in there. Is it Galu? Maybe. But the temps are now cold in here. You like these light switches, don't you, Hotshot? Don't you? Don't you? Send the new and turn her name. Wait, what? So if it's a gallows and it's there, does this make it what? What the hell? What? Decides to stop stepping in salt after doing it once. I think when it's like enraged, I think is the way they refer to it. Which it could be a reminder that death comes for us all. Using protective equipment provokes the ghost until it's no longer effective. So using protective equipment pushes the ghost to become enraged, weakening equipment effects. Being enraged exhausts the gallows, making protective equipment more effective. Now, I'm not getting my second piece of evidence, which is very, very interesting. I'm going to use this for now. We're going to lay down a single thing of salt. Lay down a single thing of salt. I had a thought about squeakers. What if there's a hidden squeakers on each revamped new map? Oh, that'd be great. Oh, you hooker. It came out here. Hey. You jerk. Oh, 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 oh. I saw that. I saw that. Oh, never mind. Obambo? It flickers between states of calm and aggression. While calm, the Obambo slower and start hunting easier to track. Is Obambo the one that's every 2 minutes? Banshee is on the table. Goryo is off the table because we just saw those in person. I wonder if I'd be lucky enough to get. Oh no! Wait, did I get it? Wait a minute. Wait. That might have been motion sensor. Oh, you bitch! Obama's the 2-minute change. Okay. I could always go get a photo camera. I just wonder if I could maybe get lucky and get a dot video. How am I able to say it with a serious face? Because this is serious business, Rage Quit. Okay. Obambo. Laser Blade, thank you for the 5-month prime. You better put some respect on that ghost name. Obambo. Oh. It disappeared I mean, that might be a phantom. Maybe. I think a photo would be a little bit more definitive. On Dusty's trail. Rake gets it. Rake understands. I'm going to grab a smudge. We're going to grab a photo camera and we're going to grab a crucifix. We're going to get a dot photo to see if we can get rid of a phantom. I don't know. Trying to get a Banshee screen would be kind of cool. We'll come back. We'll come back. The lizard joke. Oh, the lizard joke won't die. This is nightmare. I will not get a third piece of evidence. Correct. Crazy lady, thank you for the follow. Watermelon, blue sent hello. I'm gonna stop those dots too because they're gonna get annoying. Turn back that way. Yeah. All right, about that photo. You've been so nice in showing up in the dots, weirdly enough. Mimic is the worst? No, you're just wrong. Mimic are the best. But it's okay for you to be wrong. That's fine. No one's gonna judge you. Hard. Why are the dots so loud? I don't know. Why can we hear those inside of the sound sensors, but we can't hear the EMF? I don't know. No clue. You've been so generous. Hello. Hi, little Tippy. Oh, you bitch. Did you see that? Oh, she showed up and disappeared after trying to egg me. Oh, that was rude. Oh, that was mean. She tried to egg me. Look. What an a-hole. The dots, they appeared and they were gone. That wasn't fair. She also hasn't evented, which is really strange. The egg was the distraction? That son of a... It was genius. Oh, she got me so good. She got me so good. Ma'am? Lori Dyer. I also don't see these motion sensors going off anymore. I swear to God. I hope the player rework won't get rid of the funny movements. I'm a little fearful that it will. Yeah. I think the EMF, if it had a unique sound for the sound, I just wish that we could hear the sound sensor, like hear every sound in it. Why can only hear certain ones? It's just the way the game is set up. Can you get a photo of a motion sensor? No. Figured out the ghost? No. You're just done, huh? That's it? All right. Well, you know what? I don't like you anyway. You smell. When did renting a car become so expensive? Forever ago. $30 a day. Holy shit. When was the last time you rented a car? Like 1992? It's been expensive for ages. Spent all of its rage with the egg. I'm gonna go get a parabolic. We're gonna get another motion sensor. We're gonna do a little banshee trap, maybe. Wait, don't I have assault at the door? I think I do. Yeah, let's do that. That's fine. 8 years ago? Well, shit. A little bit of... We'll go there. That'll do, pig. That'll do. There we go. Nice little setup here. So when you have it set up like this and you're hearing a whole bunch of sounds and you don't want to hear it, just cycle really quickly through the parabolic. You're good. Have I found the Easter egg on this map? I have. Yes. I'm going to watch that motion sensor to see if it goes off. Now, oh, actually, whoa. I need the EMF. I need the EMF to do an actual test. What did I do with it? Where is it? Did I leave it over in the other spot? Did I not check the... Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, I know I checked the light switch. The wheel is so slow, I never use the wheel. I never scroll to figure out... I mean, I never scroll to get to my next item. I always use Q. Always. All right, we'll do this. Because you need the EMF to know if it's going to leave you an EMF when it stalks you or not. You almost always... I never do. It's too broken. I say too broken. It's just... It's not as reactive. All the sounds? Yeah, I don't want them. No thanks. So if it comes over to us, this is going to tell us what ghost it is. If it comes over here, that means it's a stalking ghost, which means it's either a banshee or a phantom. And if it leaves an EMF2 at our position, well, there you go. The wheel kind of skips one. That's the way I feel. Whenever I'm trying to scroll through with the wheel, I feel like I have to scroll like 2 or 3 times. Check, please. I feel like I have to scroll 2 or 3 times for it to actually do it. I don't know why, because that's the way they made it. Isn't a girl ghost can't be? No. No, girl. Well. Look what the cat threw up. Well. You know, I still have yet to get this a-hole to do an event on me. You don't get no soda. Stop it. Ew, a phantom. I mean, I don't mind that it's a phantom, but not a single ghost event? Like, come on. Yeah, the Banshee and the Diane can only be female ghosts. If you have a male name, you can cross both of those ghosts off. Yeah. Scroll wheel for item change is better? Per the user, I don't think it is. because there's no way in hell you can go this fast using your scroll wheel. There's no way in hell. Oh my. Q gang, rise up. No. Yeah, I'd say that pretty much confirms it. Yeah. I need to get my sandy below 25 though. So let's go figure out what the cursed possession is. You know what? Never mind. It's literally right here, son of a bitch. God damn it. Just want some tunes. That ghost can F off. All right. Let me go get more protection. Maybe you'll get the moon card. Maybe you'll get a high. When was the last time I was on such a ring? Like I was on such a run of getting high priestess cards. I don't know the last time I had one. It's been a long time now. Oh, ghost, you better. Okay, stay in the kitchen. Going for perfect? No, I'm not worried about perfect games. No, we're getting the ghosty and getting the hell out of there. Think you buy it? You should. We've got a bunch of smudgies now. Good deal. Oh shit, the ghost is here. You can go home now. I assume you left me. Sarah, thank you for the follow. Trapped in its room for 60 seconds. Hey, there we go. All right, we got all the objectives. We're going to keep pulling the cards because I know if I don't, I'm going to hear people cry. And I don't want tears. That card still counted, even though she started hunting in the middle of that, it still counted. You never cared about my tears because there's so many, Song. I can only care for so much. Wonder what the death card would have done. You know, great question, because it looks like the card was still a... Okay.
Wow, that's toxic.
No, it is not. Hey, Barris, how are you? Give me this. Dodge, wait, dodge. Okay. We're going to wait a second. We're going to wait for the ghost to go the hell away. What if you put a death and start hunting before it burns? I don't know. My assumption is it would just cancel out one or the other and it would just be a normal hunt. Well, you know what I mean? A cursed hunt, but it would just hunt. It wouldn't do anything else. I don't think so. I think Ghosty's like right here with us. That's a little dicey. Just a little bit. Hope to catch the later stream. See you later, Puddin'. Have a good day, friend. All right, let's try this again. Follow the path on Dusty's trail. Oh, God damn it. Okay, good. Sword to my right. Tower. Tips on learning things certain ghosts do. There's a cheat sheet that's actually really great. It's not made by the Phasmo team, but it's made by people with tons and tons and tons of hours that confirm all the information they use. If you go to phasmocheatsheet.com, that's all you need. The devil is an event. The death card is a ghost hunt. I think it technically was in its room, Kitty, I think. God, you're so invisible, dude. God Hi, Finn. Yikes. Yikers. There they are. All right, trap for 60. And Wheel of Fortune red. All right, well, I tried. Get me out of here. All the cards are pulled. Nothing happened. Of course. That footsteps sound is triggering my brain. Oh, Sarah, I understand. It's not exactly a good brain tickle. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. Why is it not turning? Why is it not turning off the breaker after the hunt? It never turns off the breaker after the hunt. All the lights go off. The breaker stays on if it's already on. Fan of Tom. That ghost disappeared, right? We knew what it was. It stalked us. It set an EMF off. A million different reasons. Yeah. Did the hermit use to hunt if you were alone in the ghost room? You must be tripping. Yeah, the hermit was always trap the ghost in its room for 60 seconds. Hi, Blue. Tyler, hello. Sarah, thank you for the freaking gifts. Fan of Tom. All right. Back to an event map. We'll go to camp. Camp Woodwin's actually a pretty nice one. You know, I think we're good. I have 14 minutes, so I think we'll be okay. How can it hunt? If trapped in its ghost room means that it can't roam outside of the room for 60 seconds. Once you start a hunt, the idea of that is gone. Yeah. Hey, Gab, how are you? How's the day been? It's been good. All right, let's go. Let's go.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting.
Look at all the up snow. I like camp when it's raining. It's very relaxed. You know, as much of a pain in the ass it is for snow, I like when it's snowing. Oh, there we go. I like when it's snowing. Is it a girl? No, it's an event map. It's not. It's going to be a male. It doesn't matter. We're on an event map. It's not going to happen. Any idea when the... No clue. Hey, Meg. What is my favorite map? Willow. I love Willow. We'll do Willow next. We'll do it next. I've been hopping back and forth between event maps to get points and then also playing normal maps to possibly get new ghosts. So, 'tis the idea. All right, let's go. Let's all go. Did they make it male because event ghosts are Krampus? Well, because Krampus is a male ghost, that's why the event maps can't have those. Yeah. So those are gone. Let's get you, and let's go. Holy moly. Oh my God, it gave me the cards again. Son of a bitch. All right, I have hiding in the middle, which is nice. Nice. Temps are kind of worthless right now. Okay. Oh, hello. Open for some activity. I don't know yay cards. No. Ghosty, we need activity. Hello. This is Nightmare. Yeah, I've been doing Nightmare all day. All right, let's go a different route. Lame-o. Lame-o, lame-o, lame-o. Let's get parabolic. Let's get video camera maybe for now. Krampus is taking a nap. Listen, I get he's a busy bee, but you know, time to do the thing. An orb would be nice. A nice definitive I found you, but twin? Those two interactions happen very, 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 very close together. That's a little sus. All right. Stop. Stop. See what the temps are like over here. 1.8. Okay. Oh, shit. Freezing. Oh, I saw that. I saw that. That was 0.5. Yes, sir. All right. Freeze. Okay. Hi. How are you? Good to see you, you ugly bastard. Twins do 2 different interactions. What twins can do 2 interactions at once. The way you need to look at twins is one ghost that has 2 interaction ranges, and both interaction ranges can happen at the same time. So they can happen separately. They can happen at the exact same time. It can be a meter away. It can be up to 16 meters away for that second range. But when you hear like on your left a door and on your right something else very close together, there's a good chance you have twins. We're going to try to verify that. EMF spear box freezing. Well, you did Avanti on me. Let's do that. Let's bring this. Let's do that. Damn right I threw the EMF at him. He deserved every bit of what he just got. Every single bit. Oh, look how pretty it looks. Let's try spear box. Where are you? Are you here?
Was taken away.
Oh, I bet you were, you piece of crap. I'm really leaning twins here. Cleanse the ghost, capture a photo of the ghost. Well, shit. I need a photo camera. Let's go. Sky, thank you for the 8-month prime. Give. And don't really need anything else. No, that's basically it. I'll just get a backup. I'll get a backup smooge. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm good, Sky. How are you? Thank you for the sub. Oh, catch you out. Yeah, when in Rome. Catch you out. All right, Ghost. About that whole showing up thing I heard about. Heard it's all the rage. I think the campfire should prevent. I can't. Where is it? Sure. What? What? Here, eat this. You're not there, but you're there. All right. What the hell? It was all the light that was over here. I couldn't see it. God damn it. All right, I've got an extra smudge. Okay, man. I need you to relax, please. Would you please go away? I think I want to make it hunt to listen to it. I don't need you anymore. Okay, let's go. So this is a great spot. Love that spot right there. Yeah. All right. Let's get the crucifix away from the ghost. Let's get the tarot cards and pray. Hey. Hey. That was our fire, you butthole. Yeah, there's an event that it does that's super, super long. All right, give me that. Let's go get the cards. Give me, thank you. Give me, thank you. All right. Now, if it events in the room, that's going to suck. But, you know, it is what it is. All right, tower card. We have 2 smudges on us, by the way, for life. Hopefully. We need to listen. I think we're hearing the twin interaction range, but the ghost is still over by the fire. That's what we were hearing. Hello, McCrampus. Goodbye, McCrampus. I know it sounded like a miling. What the twins will do is it will have like a second interaction range that it does during a hunt. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not. Yeah. Can't you cross off mimic? You saying can't? No, can't you? Well, I could cross off mimic because we don't see orbs. It's still acting like a twin for this long makes me lean twins. But yeah, I could have crossed it off because there was no orbs. You're right. We're going twins. Yeah, I don't think that was ever intended. Not that I'm aware of. Miss Scopes, thank you for the year. Thank you for the sub.
Welcome back.
I don't think it was intended. Not that I'm aware of. But it's a nice giveaway in the middle of a hunt. So it does benefit you to make the ghost hunt, which is super nice. Hey, Clay, how are you? Isabel, thank you for the follow. All right, I have ads coming, friends. We're going to go ahead and do them. I do 3 minutes every hour. 3 minutes. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. A year already. I know. I got nothing, dude. The past couple months have been kind of wonky. They feel like they've been flying by, but the past year, it's been a whirlwind of emotions. Tis been a whirlwind. Yeah. What's up, Headshot 23? Kylie, hello. If a mimic male name, can it also not mimic a I assume that it can mimic every ghost no matter what. So if it's a mimic and it's a male ghost, I assume that it can mimic a banshee. Now, I don't have 100% guarantee that that's true, but that's my assumption. I can ask them though, just to verify. How much money do I have in Faz? I don't know. Over $1 million or something. Here's that. Thank you for the 4-month Prime. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my word. Oh my word. We don't know, Nate. Whatever the Trello says. If the Trello says it's coming in January, then there you go. If it just says that it's coming next year, then it's coming next year. If it doesn't say when, then we don't know. We just got told next year. Getting Izzy a toddler gift for Christmas back when I was new. It was crazy. See, I know, man. I know. Trust me. She was upstairs practicing her dance routines earlier today. It's wild. Do I like night vision? It's fine. I don't use it very often because I don't want you guys to have to watch green all the time. Yeah. If the board had a male ghost name, then does that automatically roll out a Banshee and a Dian? That is correct, Rose. Yep. Even if it's on a non-event map, if it's a male name, those two ghosts are gone. You can go ahead and cross it off. Meggers, hello. Thank you for the heart, me. Thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness gracious. As for streams that are coming up, for those that are popping in, maybe just for the first time today, I'm streaming again tonight. I'm not done by any means. We're still trucking along. Again tonight, hanging out with the homies, and then I will be streaming again tomorrow. Where tomorrow, I think the plan is to do the weekly, and then after we do the weekly, I think we're gonna play the Light Up the Town game. It's that Christmas style game where you go around and you decorate the town. I think we're gonna do that tomorrow. And then Wednesday, I will not be streaming because it's Christmas Eve. And I hang out with the fam on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, which is Thursday, I will probably stream for like an hour or two. I don't know exactly when yet. I'll let you know. But as of now, at some point during the day, I'll go live for a little bit and say hi. Really want to play? Me too, Kitty. I'm excited to try it. I watched Phoenix play for a little bit. I've seen others. They've added more stuff. So I'm excited to give it a try. It looks pretty cool. Yeah. All right, we're back. We are back. Oh, by the way, somebody was asking what the extended goal for the month was. I took a page out of Doc's book for the extended, where if we reach the extended goal, I will do hot sauce runs during our community day. And I think it's not going to be a tame hot sauce either. I think it's going to be pretty bad. So that exists too. Anyway, we did an event map. So now let's go to a normie. I said we're going to do Willers, so let's go to Willers. Why can you only redeem red lights? Probably because the others are out of stock right now.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly.
Ridgeview needs reworked most, in my opinion. Outside is ugly. Oh, that is... No, I don't agree with that opinion. The map that I think needs the biggest rework of any map in this game, High School. High School. Oh, of course, Splat. Yeah. I know some of the homies are going to be streaming that day too. Do the level hot sauce thing? The level hot sauce thing? Oh, you mean like the oh god, the hot ones thing. I don't know if I could get that in time. I was just going to do a general, this is way too hot. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to get it in time. Although, well, hold on. Let me look. Hold on. Hold. Let me do a quick peek. Well, I mean, I guess I could get it in time. That's not true. I suppose I could. Let's see. Do they have the newest one on here? Oh, yeah, season 28. Whew, it's not cheap. Holy shit. If I ordered this one, it could be delivered by the 30th. I mean, tried to bomb once, almost done. I've tried it a couple times. It doesn't get any easier at all. Not at all. It gets worse and worse. When you like lead up to the bomb, you're like, all right, these are getting hot, whatever. The bomb is just in a whole nother level. They have a seasonal 4-pack. Do they really? Does Amazon have that? Hold on. Let me see. Season 24 warm-up pack. That's 24. That was 4 seasons ago, if not more. They do have little ones though. They do have little ones though. The taste is worse than the spice. Some of the early ones are really good. Yeah. Isn't there hot sauce or strong? Oh yeah. There's ones that are past a bomb that I think the bomb numbs your mouth so much that it's not as bad as you would think. Because you've already gotten the really bad part. They have a mini dab challenge. I don't know which one I would do. I don't know if I would do if I would just go full balls to the wall and get the big pack. The ghost said, hurry up. No. Technically, the ghost doesn't become active till I open the door. How do you feel about that? So right now it's hibernating. Hey, Treasure, what's up? The mini dab pack, you think so? You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I'm doing good. How are you? So they have like there's a couple of them here. The last dab mini pack. Mini dab challenge. Like, what's the difference? This one has Apollo, XXX, and Experience, which is the last dab thing, which is super crazy hot. This other one has Buffalo Classic and Last Dab. Maybe the Last Dab Mini's the way to go. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what I go for. When they're reworking Tanglewood next year. Next year. Yeah. Hi, Isabel. Explain sometimes why is the ghost or why not. Wait. Oh yeah, I always try to explain. If I cross off a ghost, I typically try to explain why it's not that ghost. Is the newest record holder for hot peppers. Oh, maybe not do that. All right, listen, I don't want to die. I'm a big wimp when it comes to spicy food, okay? Like, and if I'm doing multiple in the same day, that's rough, dude. That's rough. I don't know. Okay, I'll look at it later today. I'll maybe look at it later today. Make sure, yeah, no. The hot sauces are never within reach. No, they're never within reach for the kids to see. What's happening right now? Oh, just discussing possible hot sauces I have to buy for hot sauce runs. Yeah, my tolerance level sucks. I wish it was better. It's gotten better over time, but it's not this good. It's definitely not this good. Hey, Jenny. It's supposed to be rough. It's a challenge. Fine. You know what? Fine. I'm buying it right now. Preemptively. preemptively, and it will sit on my shelf until it's time. Proceed to checkout. You see jalapenos to get your spice tolerance up? There are some things that have spice that it improves the flavor. Other things, I don't know how somebody eats that and says, yum, this is good. Someone doing the one chip? I've done the one chip before. It'll just sit there menacingly. All right, it's ordered. There. All right, we're good. Let's go in. Okay, it's ordered. So it's not just hot sauce runs. It's going to be the last dab. Oh boy. All right. Oh, Sarah Phillips. Okay, and it's snowing. This is a regular map. This is not even an event map. Okay. Repel, parabolic, and ghost. Oh, okay, well let's see if we can get a parabolic real fast. Wash it down with a rain. You sick bastards. Have you had really hot mustard? I don't think so. Don't cope well with spice. I usually get over it after a long time. Chiba has a clip that plays whenever I come into his stream where it's me walking around my room eating ice cream because I just did the one chip challenge. I'm assuming my dog's freaking out because my wife is home. I presume. All right, Ghosty. Talk about it. I know, and I waited like 60 seconds before I touched anything. Yeah, and she was calling me a wimp. How dare her? Can't do it. What the f? Touch the door all the way down there. But there were some hot ones, sauces that we tried that were actually really good. Like the, all right. Trying to remember exactly the ones that were really, really good. There was the, oh, I'll remember the names. It'll come back to me. All right, we got the parabolic. We still need an event. This ghost has me on edge. I don't know why. I feel like it's going to start hunting. I don't know. I just got an itch. And no more penicillin. I heard some of the one chip challenge chips were duds. Were they really? Oh, mine was not. Nope, not at all. Thank you guys for the follows, by the way. Welcome in. Hello? You touched that Nor. And then you touched that, which makes me think that you're over here-ish. Needs a prescription. Got a fever. You swine. How dare you? There's this hot honey sauce for wings at a local restaurant that's really hot but also sweet, and I love it. I did hot honey pizza one day. That was actually pretty good. The hot gummy bear? Absolutely not. No way. I know what you're talking about. I think Chingus ate that. That's rough. That's tough. That's tough. Yikes. Try to eat the spicy cheese. Oh, I've done that before. What is the spicy noodles? I have some. I literally still have some. They're in my house. I have them really, really, really high on a shelf so the kids don't grab them. Queen! What up, Queen? Hi, friend. How's it going? All right, you're definitely here. But you're not near. Where are you? Are you here?
Here at the
Spicy. Was it the bulldog noodles? Yes. Those are the ones. Yep. I have the ones. I purposely got the ones that were like the spiciest that they had. Yeah. That's the one. Nope. Pretty awful. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. They're like, yeah, you shouldn't have used as much sauce as you did. I was like, I didn't know. Like the carbonara bulldog. Ooh, okay. Listen, I'm down for trying different types of noodles. I'm not against that. They're intense. It was not good. It was pretty bad. The flavor's really good, but the spice, right. It destroys every bit of good flavor that was there. Put maybe a quarter of the spice pack. I don't remember how much I did. I did a lot. You bought everyone Bulldog for Christmas? You're a monster. Do a tiny bit from yeah, see, that's what everyone's been saying. You're supposed to do really only so much. They provide you all that hot, but you're not supposed to put it all in there. Would you stop touching? All right, let's go back and check our ghosty. If you like spam, I love. You know what spam I want to try? I saw an interview where Jason Momoa was like eating spam with those two guys and they were interviewing him. Dude, they had some that actually looked really good. Hi, Jana. All right. What are you not doing, Ghosty? There's a something. Oh, didn't mean to do that. There's a something you're not doing. Fried spam? I haven't had spam in ages. It's been a long time. Well, I get hot noodles just to withhold some of the hot. Well, I think it's... I think you're supposed to withhold some of the hot. Like, I don't think you're supposed to use that entire pack. You know? Nixa, thank you for the daily heart me. Cost, oh, thank you for the raid, dude. Welcome in. Korean barbecue spam isn't bad with rice and seaweed. Yeah, see, that's what they were doing. Like, it was wrapped in rice. I have Spear Box, right? Oh, are you a wraith? Don't do this to me. EMF or dots? Hello? Hello? Oh, okay. There you go. There we go. I think it stepped and it didn't actually walk. What a butthole. Hi, Critical. How are you? I'm good. Okay. That is twice. Jesus, grandmother! Hey. Guy Toesies down there? God damn it. She's so feisty. Grandmama. Grandmama. Used to go to Hawaii quite often, and they use spam and everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he is from Hawaii. Surprised at some of the really good dishes they come up with. Dude, I'm down. I'm definitely in that era of like willing to try so many different types of foods. Was it loud? Was the ghosty loud? I mean, I don't think so. If you're talking about the event in itself, but I mean, it can't be a Raiju anyway. All right, you're not giving us this. I'm just going to stop it. Are you still in here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you here? Are you close? Are you here? Are you near? Are you far? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Where did our ghosty go? Jeez. Oh, where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you close? Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Are you close? Bro, okay, we're gonna go get motion sensors. I don't know where the ghosty went. How come Ubakes have a chance to not leave a 6-finger handprint when it has 6 fingers? Well, the 6-finger handprint is a chance of getting that in the first place, but it cannot leave that because that's an ability for it to have, and it also cannot leave UV because it can choose not to leave UV. Motion sensors. First, this. Then, this. Have to look up Locomoco recipes? Okay. Yeah, 16% chance, right. Yep. Hey, Math, what's up? We don't know where our ghost went. It disappeared. Temps-wise, it's here. But ghost-wise, it's not. but ghost-wise, it's not. But like real life standards, what does that mean? What? What? So you have a shape-shifting ghost that has the ability to shapeshift. And we're trying to figure out why it can have 6 fingers and then not show you 6 fingers. Is that correct? This ghost is left. It's gone for the day. Yes. So a shape-shifting ghost that shape-shifts into different shapes. You're trying to figure out why it can have 6 fingers and then not have 6 fingers. Is that correct? Change rooms. I'm thinking it's definitely not roaming around the kitchen. But you notice the temps, though. We're still here. What the fuck? See what I mean? I can smell it. Yeah, the shape-shifting ghost. I mean, that's I'm trying to make sure that there's an understanding that the ghost can shape-shift. I'm gonna borrow my special food to help. Oh, are you in the basement now? Like, what is that? Oh, you piece of trash! It's down there. Oh, it's the 6-finger man from Princess Bride? Oh, no. My name's Inigo Montoya. Son of a bitch. You mean it can shift its shape? Say what? Say what? All right, you butt cheese, man. Now it's in the basement. Well, we know it's not a wraith because it stepped in salt. What I missed? Literally everything. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? What the? What is wrong with you? God damn it. Did I see Sir Killiam? No, it was an illusion. He shapeshifted. Oh, I hate you, Ghost. I hate you so much. Queen of Light. Silly. Thank you guys for the follows. Thank you, thank you. Give me these. Might as well. Makes sense? Yeah. It makes sense if you don't think about it. All right, Ghost. I don't even know where to begin with you. Tips on APOC 3. Don't die. Be patient. Get all your items through the door, then go inside. Give me that guy. Give me this. Did I ever do an official UV check? I think I tried to, but it like stepped once and then never stepped again. No, if I was playing with him, you'd know, Coco. It's already almost 4. That's like 3:30. Ghosty, ghosty, ghosty. I will do that. Do that. There we go. Ay, caramba. Move all this crap downstairs because the ghost is mean. Let's do this. Yeah. All right, don't kill me, ghost. Let's go. Are you still here? So a mimic on APOC 3 is easy run? I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy. It's easy to know what ghost it is, but you still have to complete all the objectives. You still have to get a photo of the ghost, all that stuff. Shut up, don't say that. It's going to go back upstairs. get all this stuff downstairs. Like, nah, and just goes right back up. Oh, it's so close. Come on. Tips and tricks, don't die. Listen, it's one of the best pieces of advice you could ever get, okay? Listen. Because if you do, then you lose, you know? But if you die and you get the ghost wrong, then, you know, you didn't lose any money. Oh my God, are you a shade? All right. Matt, thank you for the subs. Run. She's trying to drain my sanity. I hate her. Run. Oh my God, the second I say she's doing nothing, she's like, okay. Damn it, lady. Would you do the thing, please? Oh, well, that's good enough. Thank you. All right. Oh, now you just want to be all feisty. Hey, lady. Wait, do I already have that? I do. Wait, that was translucent, though. She was hiding in the mannequin. Not falling for your old tricks. Not today, grandmother. Not today. Give me the book. Give me this. It's really close. I don't think it's going to get to freezing. Oh my goodness, you sick, shiny bastard. Apparently, we pissed her off. With how much she's moving, that's what scares me about the freezing aspect. Like, maybe she's moving so much that that's what's stopping it to becoming freezing. Oh, she's hunting. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Was her speed changing based off of my speed? Wait. 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 Hold a tick. Hold a tick. Did you hear how slow she was? Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right, 100%. Oh. So that was 1.2, right? So the hunt speed with a die-in, 2.25 meters if the player is walking within 10 meters of the ghost. 1.2 if the player is not moving. 1.7 if the player is further than 10 meters from the ghost. So if I'm not moving and I'm near the ghost within range, this is the speed. The speed that I think I just heard from the damn living room. This was the speed that we heard coming up the stairs. Oh. Oh, is this it? Did we have a die-in? If I do, what do I need? EMF 5? Are you telling me we're just not getting 5ers? All right, let's go get protection equipment. All right, game on. Game on. Sarah Phillips, you might just be our trick. Lieutenant Diane. That is a fantastic name. Helix, you win. That is wonderful. That is a fantastic take on the ghost name. Lieutenant Diane. Oh my God. We're Diane to find out. We are. Carly, thank you so much, friend. And it's a female ghost. That's correct, which means that it's in contention. We just haven't gotten the second piece of evidence. Now, this, when it hunts again, it should give it away. God, was it Twig? Okay. All right. Well, you said it first, though. I'll tell Twig that you made it up. The next time I talk to Twig, I'll tell her. Did you hear what Helix said? It was the funniest thing. Now, I do have a crucifix down there. So if I get this correct, if I'm correct with this ghost, if this is what we think it is, when we're within 10 meters of the ghost, which, hold on, let's do a quick little walk. Quick little walkie. Okay. I need a better step. Hold on. Hold on. We should hear a speed change from kitchen to garage. Oh, that was definitely it. Oh, that was definitely it. All right. We don't have orbs. It has to be EMF 5. Oh, no, please. Wait until I know exactly what you are to do it. Oh, hey, we have EMF 5, by the way. After all of that. Thank you. Thank you for the notification. I do appreciate it. Oh, damn it. What a jerk. What an absolute jerkhole. I have all the objectives. I have... what a freaking jerk. God damn it. Ember, thank you so much for the 3 months. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have no media done. I have zilch. I have nada. Made me work for it. It did. It did. The question is, do I even worry about trying to do perfect game on this? Or no? Ghosting objectives are always my concern. I think perfect is a bonus. I mean, sure, that's great and all. However, I don't even think I'm worried about it on this one. Oh my god. No, you didn't interrupt anything. No, you're fine. This whole time she was like, well, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you. Damn it, Grandma. I'm not disagreeing, but how was that EMF 5? It was 3.5. So it's not based on the number you see. It's based on the amount of black bars at the top. So if you have 2 black bars, you would have one with it turned on. Well, I guess technically you won't see anything with it just turned on. But you'll see EMF 2, which is 2 black bars if the ghost interacts with something. You'll see 3 black bars if it throws something, 4 for an event, and 5 for the EMF 5, which is a 25% of all the other EMFs. Yeah. The number you see is the distance. That's not what EMF it is. Right. Thank you, Meg. Any more testing? I mean, I could have her hunt again. I don't even know what other testing we could do. I don't even know. Hold on. Let's take a look at the ghosty. Let's sneak a peek. Yeah? Sneak a quick little peek. So, if we take a look at the unofficial cheat sheet, which if you go to phasmocheatsheet.com, you can get all this info. The die-in can only be female. Ghost model and ghost name will reflect this, which we have. Hunt speed and sanity are determined by player movement near the ghost, which we experienced. So the hunt sanity, 65% when near the ghost and walking, 45% when near the ghost and standing still, and 50 when away from the ghost. So if you're within range of the ghost and you're standing still, it can't hunt you until it gets to 45. Now, on Nightmare, it's going to be a little hard to prove this because I can't show my sanity, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Hunt speed, 2.25 meters per second if the player is walking within 10 meters of the ghost. So if I'm within 10 meters of the ghost and I'm walking, this is what it sounds like. .2 meters if the player is not moving within 10 meters of the ghost. We were standing still in the living room. That's what that sounded like. And then 1.7 if the player is further than 10 meters. That is an average ghost hunt. That speed right there, that speed is an average ghost speed. You'll see it across, look at this, Banshee. You see it with the Demon. You see it here with the Gatlo, like you see with the Goria. 1.7 is your average ghost hunting speed. But then also, well, no, I guess, well, yeah. So also with the die-in, there's 0 evidence tests. A tell can only be female. Ghost model and ghost name will reflect this. The hunt speed and sanity are determined by the player. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. There are no elimination tests. Confirmation. During a hunt, when the player is within 10 meters of the ghost, if the player speeds up when the player moves and slows down when the player stops, it is a die-in. There you go. We're going to have it hunt again, and we're going to do that. We're going to walk. We're going to walk a little bit and see what it does. I have 2 smudges, right? Yeah, we're good. Okay, I was going to turn that light on, you a-hole. I feel like we're controlling it. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. It feels like you're controlling the ghost. But the terrifying part is whenever the ghost is within range and it can see you and you want to move out of the way and you're forcefully making it faster because you're moving. That's the tough part. Does the website show why the Abakes don't always have 6-finger handprint in real life standards? No, just fake life standards, usually based on Sonic terms. So you'd have to go take a look though. Mind powers in Phasmo? Yeah. So 10 meters again. I could try this. I don't know if I'm going to get it. It's like here. It's like at the table-ish. So when we see Ghosty, walk past that. That is when we're within the 10-meter range. If we're all the way back at the door. If I'm here... It's a little bit further. It's probably like there. Ish. So, we'll wait for it. Oh, thank you for the late birthday. I appreciate it. Thank you. It was a couple days ago. So does the Diane count as the being the ghost now? Wait, what? Each step in the game is roughly a meter. Yeah, that's how we always measure it. That's how I was told to measure it. You could even use, I mean, you can use that standard with the crucifix too, based on the range. Because you can see by meter the range of that, right? You are a bitch. Now, here's another tricky part though. Not tricky. Maybe actually a benefit. So, I don't know if this is intended or not, but the range thing with the ghost, it is something that goes across floors. We heard it in the garage earlier. When it hunts again, I'm going to stand here and you're going to hear how slow the ghost is. Now listen. Yeah. See the green binder thing? Not binder, you know what I mean. The cutting board. The second she got past that cutting board, her speed changed because she was within 10 meters of us. Now, I feel like, man, I feel like if you get this ghost on multiplayer, I feel like this is a ghost that you use to troll your friends. I see a lot of questions concerning if it has line of sight speed up. Well, let's see. Let's let it hunt and I'll just leave this door open. Because it'll have full line of sight of me. Yeah, imagine. You're on another floor and your friend is in the ghost room and you're just doing this. To make it faster. That's effed up. It doesn't have, I didn't think it would either, but I want to show it to people so they can see it. Is it built for point hope trolling? I don't know if it goes across more than one floor. Oh, I absolutely would just be doing this. Your friend's like, your friend's waiting on the other side of the kitchen island and the ghost sees him. You just start doing this. should be pets in Phasmo. What are you going to do? Bring your pet on a ghost hunt? What kind of an owner are you? 100% goes across floor. How many floors? Does it go across multiple floors? Does it go across multiple floors on like Point Hope? I mean, I obviously can't test for that now, but... I would assume that it can't be more than one up, one down. I would also assume, but we don't know for sure. All right, so there you guys go. You see it has no line of sight. Speed up. Its speed is based on whether you are within range and if you're moving or you're not. So there you go. Oh, hi, Grandma. No line of sight speed up. Now, what's going to be the tricky part of that is that whenever the ghost is more than 10 meters away, it sounds like a normal ghost. But if you are like, let's say you're on high school and the ghost is all the way down the hallway and it sees you, if it sees you, it will maintain that same 1.7 meters per second the entire time it gets to you until it's within range. So that would give it away. Absolutely. I can't think of anything else that we could show to test anything. I mean, we know about the speeds and everything. Gonna annoy your son with that? That's not very nice. Makes sense. It's a lot like other speed changing dependent ghosts. Yeah, Hontooth A, Revidio. Yeah. Is it like a sphere? I'm assuming so. Like when it comes to the range where the ghost detects you, it's not just across the floor. It's like a sphere. So maybe floor up, floor down, and that's about it. Yeah. Well, there we go, friends. That's pretty definitive that we finally got the frickin' Diane. Or the Lieutenant Diane, if you will. It's even in the accent if you try to say the ghost name correctly. Lieutenant Diane. All right. Get us out of here. Got the objectives. We got the ghosty. Nice. Chi says has line of sight, which is now wrong. Oh, I'll double check it.
Welcome back. There's some jobs
Finally.
for you.
I finally got one. It finally happened. Oh my goodness gracious. So if we go over here and we see abilities used, I have a feeling this ghost does not have any abilities that can be tracked via the notes or the stats. So it's not going to show anything here. Oh man. It's about time. Damn. It's about time. Nixa, thank you so much. Oh man, but you know, that was a good one, and I'm glad I found out the way that I did with the speed. And I noticed the speed changing when I went across floors, and I was like, wait a gosh darn second. Man, that's great. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's celebrate with an event map. That's not Point Hope. When did the new ghost get added? Not that long ago. It's only been it's been less than a week. I think they were on Tuesday. Ridge, Camp, Edgy. I'm down for any either or. Am I going to Prestige? Well, that's going to be a little difficult for me to do when I'm Prestige 20. Just a little bit. A smidge. You missed the whole update. Well, it didn't go anywhere. It's still here. You have time. You have time. You're good. Woodwind, go camping. We can go camping. Let's go camping. I like it. Confirm with the current evidence system that there's enough room for another 8. Yeah, when you have 7 pieces of evidence and you have as many ghosts as we have, it still leaves room for combinations that we do not have any ghosts for yet. So if they wanted to add more ghosts, they could. I would assume with them adding the 3 that they just did that it's going to be a while before we see more. Maybe not 3 years, but maybe still a little while. Yeah. Boatman Maple? No, no, no. We wanted to do an event map. We can't do Maple. We want to do event map. Maple's not an event map right now. Not right now. That might change later tonight. Michael Huaca designed the guidebook to make room, he said. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see this. Whether, I mean, honestly, with the amount of space that they have in between these ghost names, they could squish this and they could add another line. They could do that. They're going to leave this where it is. I don't think they're going to move this. I assume not. But they could reduce the text here. They could, yeah, that's fine. All right. Any ups now? 7 left for the combinations, left for evidence. Yeah, there's more than enough. They don't have to add any more evidence. Not right now. Yeah. My husband is my Phas partner, and he had shoulder surgery. Oh, no. I hope he feels better. Alexa, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Wait, Matt, do I already have your name on the tree? I do, yes? I think I do. If I don't, I'm going to forget all about it if I don't do it. Oh, shit. I think I do. All right, let's go. I'll take a look after. Let us fight back. What the hell do you want? You want a salt gun? Get out of here. All right, give me this. I don't even want to worry about this. That's actually kind of useless right now. Let's do parabolic this time. If the name of the ghost is a male, the ghost is not a banshee. If the name of the ghost is a male, it's not a banshee or a Diane. Yeah. Don't even play it, just like watching it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you decide to play it, you're going to have all kinds of knowledge about it, right? Salt gun like in Demonologist or GI, yeah. Oh, too soon, song, too soon. Ghosty, where are you? Hello. I don't know if you have my name on the tree. Well, the name going on ornaments is if somebody gifts 5, does 5 gifted or more. Boner Jam. Yeah, if you do exclamation point tree, it'll tell you. Well, what are you doing, homie? Let's guess here. Let's just say it's here. Play GEI a lot more than you have. Well, no, I'm saying too soon, as in, you know that game is shutting down, right? You say you've played it more than me. You know it's shutting down, right? Yes. Am I going to take a picture? Yes. My goal is to actually get a couple because I'm going to need to go around one side and then around the other side. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, Nettie, it was your name. That's what it was. I didn't do it the other day until later, and I regretted it because I was like, shit, I'm going to forget. There we go. There we go. King Eagle, thank you, dude. Nettie, I got you. After stream's over, I'll put it on the tree. But yeah, I'm absolutely going to take pictures, and I'll post it somewhere in the... I'll post it probably in the pics channel in the server. All right, Ghosty, I think we know where you are. We assume. Man, I'm so glad we got the new ghost. Holy shit. Oh, we have orbs. I was expecting to not get it like ever. Hey, relax. Oh, Slendy? Hi, Slendy. And maybe do one of these. Just like that? Yeah, that looks good. What do those devil jack-in-the-box things do? It gives you points. The jack-in-the-boxes give you points. Oh, hi, buddy. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? I'll tell you, though, we've been driving our kids insane. Playing Christmas movies over and over. Oh, it's driving them nuts. I've been doing different ones. I'm not playing the same ones over and over. Oh, you can get Slendy in 3 different spots in this map. Either in front of the truck, back over here, in between, back in between. Hey, shush. Hey, relax. Over there, or you can get it over there. Yeah. All right, do that. All right, no footsie doodles. Where are you? Are you here? Gonna do the No You're Nice list? Yeah. Where are you? Are you here? I wanted to try to get more information about the ghosty. I was going to try. But we can do the naughty or nice list first. What do we need? We need gingerbread, elf, bear, whatever. 2 reindeer, snowman, a tree, coal, rocks. Smell like beef and cheese. It is forever a capybara. They can try to tell you whatever they want. It's all lies and slander. Bye, buddy. What's funny, I have a small CRT upstairs that's inside of our morning room. Hey, relax. I have a small CRT up in our morning room, and I was playing Jingle All the Way on it, and the kids started playing Jingle All the Way on our main TV, and I literally timed them out perfectly. It's a capybara. Nobody can convince me otherwise. Agreed. You can throw it all you want. That's just a really angry capybara. It's just really mad. It's a capybara. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. See, you guys know. You guys know the truth. I needed a rock and a coal. Hello, shadow monster. Wait, oh. Down there. Put that in there. Okay. All right, I need gingerbread, elf. All right, help me remember this. Shut up. I don't need a star. I do need a gingerbread. Is there anything in the bathroom? Oh, check in the box. How do the lights go out of stock? Because they're on a cooldown. Whenever there's a cooldown, they I don't need a nutcracker, right? When they're on cooldown, they're out of stock. Right. I think we needed one of these guys to interrupt their meeting. Interrupt their meeting. Gingerbread. Elf. Cappy. Hold on. It's all right. Oh, I do need a snowman. Oh, it's all right. Sorry about that again. Go. Get those guys. Chill out. I need 2 reindeer, a tree, and an elf. All right. Let's start searching. 2 reindeer, a tree, and an elf. I just don't remember where all this shit is. All right. There's the elf. I think the reindeer are in here. Oh, yes. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Put the reindeer, put the elf, and then I should just need... Sorry. I should just, yeah. 1 reindeer, 1 tree. There we go. All right, where was the tree? I hear the star. Oh, there it is. Where the music box spawns. Yep, there it is. Thank you. Yep. Oh, Christmas twee. Van, thank you for the subs. There's our twee. There's our reindeer. And then that spawned right there. And what are we going to get? Awesome. It's a tier 1 sanity. What are you doing for New Year's? We typically celebrate at the house. We just eat a shit ton of food. Yay. We did it. Man, thank you so much for the subs, friend. I got you. God damn it. Cookies are your favorite? I mean, I wish somebody made a really, really, really good point the other day. And I agree with them 100%. And I actually passed that on to the developer. They said, when you get the snow gun, little snowmen should spawn. that you can shoot. And I said even further, what if there were little snowmen that spawned that you could shoot, that when you shoot all of them, you earn a different reward? I think that is a fantastic idea. What a wonderful idea. All right. Gonna be honest, I don't think we know what the ghost is yet. Yeah, that'd be so good. Shush. Keep getting sandy cookies. My first few, I got a few sandy cookies. Yeah. Picking them up, thinking I'll eat them later when I need them. And when I go to the truck, I realize I need them now. What are you staring at? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Hey, are you close? Christian! It's gonna be too late. Gotcha. Aw, Christian, thank you for the subs. You know what? Just for kicks, I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with one of these, friend. Where? Oh my god, there's so much noise happening. Oh my god. Shaney! Jesus. Okay. Alright. We literally have orbs and that's it. Slendy, did you hear that? What do you want from me? What? Don't look around. We know it's you. A-hole. Not falling for your old tricks again. Wait, can it be a Goryo? No, I have orbs. It can't be a Goryo. I think you should be able to shoot the ghost during a hunt to freeze. That'd be cool. Or slow it down. Yeah. Shaney, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. I hope you have a good holiday. All right. Oh, real original. The old toss of the pan, you a-hole. Probably like 15%. Yeah, just like knocks it back almost. Yeah. Oh, cool. Wow, you're so original. Wow. You could stop being a jerk. That'd be fun. We're not getting EMF. Where's my thermer? 20 bucks, it's freezing. By the way, when you hear that tent flap like that, that's usually one of these windows. I'm still angry that the Christmas tree isn't where the I know. Listen, that was one of my dreams. One of my dreams for the game was that they put the tree right there where it would be lit up and brighten up the whole place. I know. Oh, I never brought this in. I bet you I have freezing. Nocturnal, thank you for the subs. Was there writing? I don't think so. Gonna be honest. We never checked for freezing. Hey, it's freezing. Oh, Jesus Christ, he scared me. I couldn't see him at first, and I thought he was hunting. Holy Christmas. It's a little cold. A little chilly. It's a little bit. Hantu, Onryo, Revier, Ure. Yikes. You know what, though? We got our sanity, and that's all that matters. Helix, thank you for the biddies. Neo, thank you for the heart me. Thank you, friends. Oh my goodness gracious. Is Mimic on the table still? I mean, technically yes, but the odds of it being one is really low because I'm not getting Spirit Box or Ultraviolet. So I wouldn't even consider it. I would really consider one of these guys. It's only kicked the power a single time. Oh, I needed a photo of the ghost. Whoopsies. I have both crucifixes over there, right? Yeah, maybe we'll live. Onryo, maybe. Maybe. B! What up, homie? Listen, don't try to kill me and stuff, okay? That'd be really rude. I have a camera, this time if it shows up. Shh. Where's the button? Turn this off. Oh, that's right. You burst the lights because you suck and we hate you. Is it true that Tanglewood's getting reworked next year? Yeah. That is what they say on the trailers. King Eagle, thank you guys. It'll never show up again. That was it. Slendy, can I take a photo of you? Uh-oh. Yikes. Hello. Shit. We said we have a chance. What the hell was that sound? Ghost is being mean. Well, it's not doing the thing. That's the problem, is it's not doing the thing. How do you stay sane answering the same questions every day? Because how do I stay sane? How do I stay sane answering the same questions every day? The way that I stay sane is I tell myself that that is the first time that that person has ever asked me that question. It is the first time that they've ever heard that response. So while yes, I may be giving the same answer over and over again, that doesn't mean that they have heard that over and over again. And it's not that fair. Now, if it's the same person asking the same thing over and over, oh, for sure, I will get sassy and tell them off, basically. However, though, somebody's coming in, I see their first time chat and they're asking a question about something. I'm not like, oh my God, I've already answered. Like, it doesn't bother me. They're trying to learn, understandably so. Holy shit. Oh my God. Hey Flash, do you play with viewers? Only the nice viewers song. Did you see that photo? Hold on. I'm gonna go to the truck so we can see it. Holy crap. Nice and personal. Holy moly. Might not be a model. I needed to actually hunt, right? Oh crap. Okay. We got to go back inside. I got all the objectives done and we did the naughty or nice list. We did the things we wanted to do. Do that. Let's get another flashlight running here. Personal space who? That was twice he did that, by the way. Twice. Turn that on. Turn that on. There we go. Just got home from work. Nice. Oh, Venny, I'll be live again later. If you only got to catch so much today, I'll be live again later tonight. It won't be Phaz. We're going to do the new RV There Yet update. Yeah. You're in my bubble. What if they had a game mode that you can get more than one ghost on a map? I would be really interested to see what it's like. Is that the last of the crucies? It does not allow me to take that from you and get third-degree burns. Don't mind if I do. Yep. Yeah, like maybe like twins, if it was actually two ghosts, it would just be cool to see. It'd be cool to experience it. It's the same sort of concept of like a larger lobby. I think it would be really fun to try a 6-player lobby and play on like, I don't know, and play on like prison or high school or Sunny Meadows. It would just be fun to try. Maybe one day they'll do stuff like that where they'll like try it out with the community and see what people like and what they don't. Hopefully. Hey, Kim. Hope the day is good. The day is good. How do y'all complete? Large map solo. A lot of patience. A lot of patience. That's a Revenant. That was... Was I just jibber jabbering and not realizing the ghost was hunting? Oh my, okay. How'd you know it from the sound? Because out of the ghosts that we have that are available to us, the Hantu, the Onryo, and the Yurei and the Revi, we're on a snow map right now, which means that it's cold basically everywhere. And if it was a Hantu, this would be, it's just Haven, where it would be super fast. The Hantu speed is based on temperature. So if I go in and I check the temps, it would be really fast because of how cold it is. Not a Hantu. Normal go speed would be Onryo or a Yurei, and it was not normal. This was really slow. It gets rid of those, and the Revi's the only one we have left. Possible Mimic, sure. The chances of it being a Mimic and us not getting Ultraviolet or Spirit Box the entire time, unlikely. It doesn't mean that's 100% no. It's just unlikely. So, yeah. We're going Revi. We're going Revi. Have you had it? Yes, we finally had one in the round before this one. Yes, we did. There's our Revi.
Welcome back. I've got
There it
jobs
is.
ready for you.
Nice. Raising the roof. Oh, thank you for the shirt giveaway. If you guys type !enter, you guys could win. And all I want for Christmas is Goo shirt. Missed it. Yeah, I'm obviously going to post it. That is the first time I've ever gotten that ghost. So we're definitely going to post it. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to run ads real quick. As soon as this is over, I'm going to run ads. We do the 3 minutes every hour. So that way there's no pre-rolls. You know the spiel. If you guys are not in the Discord already, the Discord link is in chat. So are the rest of socials. All the things. Raising the roof. How are you, homie? How's it going? So now all that's left is getting a Grafton Blood Moon. That is very true. That is the one thing I have not seen yet. That I have not seen yet naturally. We've had Blood Moon on there because we had it during the Crimson Eye event. I have not seen it naturally. Yeah. Christian, enjoy the shirt. GG's. GG's. Yeah. Grafton Blood Moon. That's the only one. Tis the only one I haven't gotten yet. All right. I am about to run ads, friends. By the way, if you are a serial lurker and you enjoy lurking just for the sake of having the noises in the background, if you guys ever want to, the 24/7 channel has been running smooth. It is me. That is mine. I get questions about that daily, whether it's mine. Yes, that is mine. It is me. All right. I'm running 3 minutes of ads, friends. We will BRB after the 3. You get blood moons all the time. I know. You guys steal them from me. I know. I know. Reminder the Flash and I'll talk about you. Wait, what? Reminder that I'll not do what? Excuse you? Why ads? Because if you're monetized on Twitch, you have to run ads. That's why. Heard 20, you did. Apocalyptic? There might even be one on YouTube too that I'm testing out. I'm just saying. Sometimes you play with Doc. Does he have it? He does. Yeah, absolutely. Doc Umantari. He does. He's one of the awesome, amazing members of Midnight Society. Saw it today, was wondering. Yep, that's mine. Yep. Yep. All right. Hold on. Let me backtrack here. I've got Vane. I've got Nettie. Shani, I need to write your name down. Okay. And then I need to write Nocturnal. Are you up there right now? Wait a minute. I don't know. I'll write your name down. I feel like your name is up there. Maybe it's not. Not yet. I got you. I don't know why I thought I wrote your name down. I thought I did. Raising the roof. Oh, hi, friend. How many Christmas trees do you have up? In my house? I have this one that's behind me. We have 2 on our main floor. This was the first year we've ever had 2 trees on the main floor. So we have one in our living room, but then we have one in our morning room. And then my kids have trees too, but they're like the little trees, little tiny trees. So technically, I think we have 5 or 6, but they're like really little. They're like really tiny. They just wanted something to mess with in their room. I was like, that's fine. Not a problem. Yeah. I got you. Siren, thank you for the subs, homie. The 24 is great. I'm glad that you guys have been liking it. Happy holidays. Get a little. Oh, you didn't have to do nothing. Thank you, friend. I appreciate it. Thank you. Ads are done in 40 seconds, friends. All right, Nocturnal. I'm going to try to fit your name on here. Boom. Got it. Got it. Got it. Are we supposed to get a Krampus card with the goals? Is there something specific to do, or am I crazy? You get a card, a new ID card, whenever you complete the Winter's Jet. Well, you should already have one because of the community goals, but you also get a animated one when you complete the personal goals. Yeah, Dr. Christian, thank you so much. All right, ads are done. Welcome back, friends. There we go. Will you play much longer? Probably not, Sapien. No, probably not, because I'll spend the rest of the evening with the fam until 8 o'clock tonight when we stream again. Yeah. When you play together next time? Oh, I don't know. Isabel, honestly, when Doc and I play together, it is almost never planned. We just randomly ask each other, hey, do you want to play? I can only imagine that it'll probably happen again soon. Yeah, Doc is a homie. All right, I think I'm caught up. I think. Wait, Siren, did I write your name down? No? Son of a bitch. Does line of sight carry over from hunt to hunt? No, it resets. No, whenever the hunt is over, the ghost teleports back to its room and everything, and the line of sight speed is gone. Yeah, I'll make sure to take a picture of the tree after Christmas. Well, after when we're done with the tree stuff. All right, I think I'm caught up. Oh, wait, no, shit, Christian. Sorry. There we go. All right, let's do, what time is it? 4:23. All right, let's do the Advent. Oh, maybe not. Okay. All right, I tell you what, though, I am going to close it down in the other places. Tube and Talk, thank you, friends, for being here, as always. I appreciate the supports. Thank you for hanging out. By the way, when I was saying for those that are on the Tube side, I might possibly be testing the 24/7 idea on my VOD channel. So if you don't watch Twitch ever, and you only ever watch the VOD channel, well, then it might be live right now. Oh, okay, that didn't work. Did that not work because of the all caps? Or am I confused? What is the command for that? Why is that not working? I've lost it. I've lost the plot. Well, no. That's for the Twitch side, but I have one on the other side too. Terra. What the hell is it? We're doing it live. Gotta go bring groceries in. No, you're fine, Bella. Thank you, friend. Thank you. The VOD is working. It is, but no, the command in itself was not working. Oh, it might just be VODs. There it is. It's on that channel. That's the one. Yeah, I have a VOD channel that has a backlog of every stream. There was a big chunk of time where I didn't do it, but some really old ones, but then every stream for the past, I don't know how long, always goes to that channel. Always. So if you don't like watching VODs back on Twitch, you're always welcome to go over there. Yeah. All right, I need to do this. I try my best to just have something available everywhere for everyone, so that way, wherever they need it. Watch while doing housework. Oh, I appreciate you. All right. Let's do the ting. What is today? 21st? Awesome. Great. Lovely. Cool. Great. Awesome. You know, I was feeling a little bit too good today. I knew it was too good to be true. I was feeling all right. I knew that was too good to be true. Motherfucker. God damn it. it's the pungent one too. It's corn. Great. This is the last one I have, by the way. This is it. This is the final one. Son of a bitch. God damn it. Man, I do have a chaser. I do have something to drink, which is good. All right. I'll switch over. Where's my bottle opener? Hello? It doesn't sound that bad. It is. Oh, it is that bad. It's really awful. Yeah, they're all pretty bad. None of them are good. Perfect soda before dinner. No, it is not. I don't even know where we're having. Oh, I can already smell it. Evil Resident, thank you for the 18 months. Man. It's okay. Out of all the sodas, this one is one of the most on point. When you picture what it would possibly taste or drink, like taste, what it would possibly taste like, this one is one of the most on point ones. Bacon and PB&J and some of those other ones, they're just bad. This one, I mean, it's not great to drink either, but it's like liquid corn. Time to give her a big old smooch. I should. Well, friends, there she is. There she is. Hello. Ranch is the worst. Absolutely 100%. No questions asked. Trust me, I've thought about getting them for the partnerversary. I don't know. I'm very undecided. I'm not sure. Currently making a very disgusted fit. You should. As you should. Lester's Fixins, you son of a bitch. All right, I'm getting this ready. All right, I'm ready. Game on. Thank you, friends. Oh, it's so goddamn gross. All right, I'm fine. I'm fine. Where I'm from, they don't have it. No, they should not. Where you're from, they care about the people. Yeah. You would hate it? Yep. It's really cold. Made my eyes water. Are you sure you're fine? Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah. Oh, it's so bad, bro. It's so bad.
Welcome back.
Maybe it would be better if you just sipped it and savored it. Neon, listen. You and I were on good terms. Don't make that bad. No. I think you turned a bit red. Oh yeah. It's yeah, it hits you. When it hits you, it hits you. Did I say when it hits you? Yeah, when it hits you, it hits you. All right. Well, let's go find someone to say hi to. Ugh. So gross. Well, thank you for being here, friends. I'm glad that we finally got our new ghost. I honestly, I don't know. I had this feeling that we weren't going to see it forever, and it was just never going to happen, and I was just going to be a sad little panda. But we finally got it. It finally happened. I'm trying my best not to burp it back up, because when you do, it's all the flavors there. Go drink hot sauce? I should. I did order, under peer pressure, I did order hot sauce things. I will be live later, friends. I'm going to be live in less than 4 hours. Again. I ordered so the extended goal was about me doing hot sauce runs during the weekly. I mean, not during the weekly, hot sauce runs during our community games. And I decided to upgrade that to be the last dab. So those are the kind of runs that we'll be doing if we reach that. Miss Flash going out tonight? No, she's not. No, she went out earlier, actually. Yeah. Spicy bean would take the flavor away. Ugh. Probably be up with a newborn at some point overnight, so I'll try to stop in. Sarah, I hope that things are going well. Hi, Carumba. All right, friends. If you are a follower, the first one's for you. If you're a sub, the next one's for you. Creepy tier 3s, that's obviously for you. That's obviously for you. Tonight, I am going to be playing the new RV There Yet update with Mr. Bearded Baron and Mr. Mighty Chingus. I'm excited. Mr. Chingus has kind of been down and out, man. He's been down and out. The sickness hit him hard. It took his voice away. So he wasn't really able to talk. He tried the one night, but it was bad. So I think he's back to okay. He's back to okay. Hopefully Baron's a good driver. Funny you say that. None of us are. Next one's at 2 a.m. for you, damn. Well, that's why I stream these days, Math. Sundays. Okay, I'm good. I was stopping the burp from coming up. He sounded awful the last time I saw it. Yeah, it was bad. He tried really hard. It's just, he shouldn't. And I'm glad he's been taking care of himself so that way he can feel better. All right, let's go raid. I'm going to go hang out with my fam. We're going to chill and then I'll be live later. On the mend, yeah. Baron's going to be screaming for Chingus and Flash all night. I know. Like it's our fault. You know that's going to happen. He's going to be passing blame on us so much. You know it's going to happen. All night long. But yeah. Go do your things. Go lurk. Go chill. Again, the 24/7 channel is there. It is live. It's still going strong. It should right now it's on the loop of playing just recent Phasmophobia VODs. Tis there. All night long. We are going to say hi. Do you guys want to stay with Phaz or do you want something different? If you want something different, I know where we're going to go. See you later, Cosmic. I'll see you then, friend. Thank you. Thank you. Try to catch the diet yourself. Do it. Different? I know where we're going. Are they still going? Are they still going? They're still going, right? You know what? I don't know if they're still going or not, but we're going to go say hi because I was watching them the other day. We're going to use not just something different. It's not even a different game. It's a different category. Did you do a second observation duty 8 stream yet? No, not yet. No, we ran through all the maps though. We did run through all of them. Yeah. Did I not post a second video? Or did I? I did, right? No, I did. I posted 2 videos. I posted 2 videos. Boo doo boo 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 boo. Boo boo boo. No, actually, no. That's right. No, that's where I'm going. Oh my God. That's what I had in mind. Oh, no, stop. No, mute. Okay, we're good. Duh. No, I know. Thank you, Song. And I know. And I had it in my mind earlier today. Flash failed the lighthouse. I did. We just didn't want to do it again because I wanted to try and get through all the maps like quickly. As quick as I could. It still took us a while, but I didn't want to spend forever. All right. Let us go say hi to a friend who is having a celebration stream. He's doing something a little different right now. I don't know how long he's going today. He's only been live for he's been live for less than 2 hours. I imagine he'll be live for a while. Yeah, we will see. Friends, if I didn't write your name down yet, I will make sure. I'm going to make sure to get all the names on the tree. I'll make sure to get your ornaments up there. And then whenever we're done with the month, then I'll make sure to get them all on the tree. There's someone behind me right now. Do you want to come say hi, Mrs.? Hello, Boogie. How's it going? Go to Walmart. What do you? Wait, hold on. Is she coming too? Oh my gosh, I'm being bombarded. Where is she? Jojo. Who invited you down here? What is this? Is this a party? Hi. Is this a party? Hello, little girl. Hi.
Both of them.
Apparently, it's a party.
Both of them are
Apparently. Look at this. What is this? I know. Hi, Joe. Oh, hi. Yeah, that's fine. It's Joe. You say hi? Can you go with your kids? Go with your child. Oh, sorry, baby. Like elbowed Izzy. Sorry, Izzy. What if mom's busy?
Yeah.
Oh, is she home yet?
No.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, maybe we might be able to go. Yeah. Yeah. I'll let you know. Okay, bud. The whole party was here. She said, what were her words? Said she was occupied or something. Another mini. I know. They're crazy. It's the mob. They're all here. Oh, thank you, Mr. Song. I'll let you know. I'll let them know that you gave them some biddies. I'll keep them posted. Thank you guys for the follows, by the way. They're so funny. When we leave, Josie, she doesn't mind trying to come downstairs. It's going from the first floor up. I think it's because the stairs are a little slippery, like the wood. So she typically won't go upstairs. But if that door is cracked open, she will come barreling down those stairs to come sniff around and look for things. Usually she's looking for beans that my wife has thrown at me to eat. So I try to keep the floor clean. Try to. Anyway, I'm going to go hang out with the littles. And you guys have a great rest of your night. I will be live again in, let's say, like 3.5 hours. Maybe a little bit less. Like a little bit less. A little bit less. Closer to 8, maybe a little bit sooner. We will see. Yeah. Yeah. You get beans thrown? My wife throws chairs at you. Noob, what the hell? Noob, have you called someone? Do you need help? Throws chairs. Jesus. She throws beans, and sometimes she'll throw my voodoo doll at me. Yeah. Chairs. Hot damn, noob. How are you, friend? Damn. I mean, I don't know if you're okay. You said... I've called lots of chair companies for softer chairs. Oh, fair. You should just like go full 90s and just get inflatable chairs. It'll save your life. It'll save your life. Although we've been talking about a room that I have in this basement that I really want to turn into a retro room. Inflatable. I'm telling you. The aggression of her like, oh, listen, and then just floats over to you. Oh, man. Still be at work. No worries, Luca. All right. Let's go visit our friend who's having a birthday stream one more time. One more time. If you're a follower, that's for you. If you're a sub, that's for you. If you're a creepy tier 3, you get your own. I love you guys. Thank you all for the support always. If we reach our extended goal for the month, we are going to be doing hot sauce runs during the community games where it's not just hot sauce. It's literally the last dab from Hot Ones, which is going to be hell. But you know what, though? It's for funsies. I love you all. See you later. Bye.